And we're live! Yay! Welcome back, everybody, to another Sunday. Another hot Sunday here in New Zealand. It has been warm all freaking day, and I'm tired, and I'm hot. But the show must go on, as they
You
say.
grumpy old butt.
Yes, I'm grumpy, always. I got lots of reasons to be grumpy, but it is what it is. Anywho.
What reasons have you got to be grumpy?
Always lots. That's for me to know and you to find out.
He's
Oh,
hot.
God.
And he's
I'm
old.
hot. I'm old. What more reason do you need?
That's multiple reasons. So he's got multiple reasons to be unhappy.
I'm not unhappy. I'm grumpy. There's a difference. I can be happy and grumpy, you know.
I'll just come out and throw some water at you, cool you down so you cheer up.
Yeah, no, that's not going to work. So welcome, viewers, to another Sunday episode of Paradigm Bold. We are at episode 66. So we're getting very close now to the end. Only a few episodes to go, I would imagine, based on my estimations. Wow. Nutty. Wow. Sitting there yawning already. Am I that boring?
It gets like that when it's hot.
We heard you yawn before you muted.
Well, we didn't want to say anything. I mean, it's well.
Well, yeah. I mean, kind of explains a few things. Anywho, before we bore into the viewers into freaking mass suicide, we should carry on with the show. No real announcements. As I said, we're getting close to the end of the show. Make sure, obviously, you hit the follow button. And if you are not subbed and you have Twitch Prime, sub for free. Not that I really want you to. I don't really care. But Wednesday night's going very well. We're up to episode 18 on the Curse of Strahd, and that's going exceptionally well. I don't think anyone died last session, although it was kind of close. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I suppose we get into tonight's session of Paradigm when I find my moves at. See somewhere. There it is. And we carry on with the Paradigm Bold. Last we left off with you guys, we were trying to decide what to do about Alashondas, who had gotten herself captured, trying to infiltrate the war encampment of Somerceti. I don't know why you sub, Nutty. I mean, it costs us money. It doesn't actually help. But anywho, thank you for the sub. Once things had sort of gone sideways with a scouting mission from Fiala and Kilek, it was determined roughly where Alashondas had been kept. Kilek found out that while Alashondas decided to keep her mouth shut while being interrogated, ended up with her being led towards the center of the camp and strapped to a stake ready to be burned and eaten, potentially. Kilek fed this information back to the group, and it's about this time that some of you noticed the sky darkening, and then all of a sudden the skies opened up and fireballs, lightning, and frostballs, all sorts of manner of magical effects started raining down on the encampment, letting you know that the aid from the Dragonscale militia had probably started, and the distraction was a distraction indeed. You decided that, hey, why not run to the encampment and search for Ellie, and obviously search for Soma in the process. You eventually do make it there, and you do find Ellie bound to a stake, looking rather sickly and injured. Once freeing her from her bonds, Namaris giving a lay on hands to cure the poison effects, and I believe a lesser restoration was also given to cure the exhaustion that she had also... No, I don't think it was. Yes, or was it? I can't remember. Thank you. The exhaustion effects was rendered null and void also. However, as you were freeing your friend, a large booming voice could be heard from behind you, and at this point, the leader of this army and his 2 fire giant bodyguards revealed themselves. A battle ensued while fireballs, lightning, and so forth were raining down from the sky as you fought. Soma seemed to enjoy the battle, often smiling and making remarks as you fought backwards and forwards. Ali was rendered unconscious early in the fight. Namara spent a lot of the battle as a rat after being polymorphed by Soma a couple of times. Sadiq then calling forth the Horn of Valhalla, summoning 10 Viking berserkers to join the battle and aid you in your fight, which tended to tie up the giants for a short amount of time, although the giants eventually made quick work of them. Eventually, though, the first giant was felled, with Sadiq severing both of his shield arms and having him falling forward and dying with the blood loss. During this time, Ildri summons a blue drake to aid in the battle. The last giant strikes out at Yuli, rendering her unconscious, which also removes the drake at this time. A lot of other things going on. Het being crippled by a spell from Soma, rendering him virtually unable to cast spells. The few spells that he did get off didn't quite do what they were hoped to have done. Ultimately, Ildri raises a doubled-sized giant into the air with a spell. Not quite knowing what to do, this giant does the only thing that he can possibly do and fires his shield at Ildri, rendering her unconscious once again, which sends him plummeting to the ground, which probably wasn't his plan, but these things do happen, as he plummeted 100 feet. Het then produces the Silver Flask, releasing an Ice Devil, which joins the battle and aids you in downing the last of the fire giants, which again Sadiq dealt the finishing blow, removing a leg, causing it to bleed out and die. Eventually, Soma is brought down once again by Sadiq, again with a finishing blow, this time with an arrow with the lightning right from his Bloodhunter order surging through Soma's body and his chainmail armor that he was wearing, eventually igniting him and setting him ablaze, causing him to burn to death on the battlefield. Ending this battle, Het attempts to return the devil back to the flask, which unfortunately fails, but he's able to command the devil and send him off fighting the remainder of the enemies. So roughly this is where we're going to rejoin the lines now, as you are battle worn. Your immediate battle is over. The magical forces that are raining from above is still going on, but it seems to have moved further towards the west, where the bulk of this army seems to be fighting. From your position, you can see that some have scattered, especially now with Soma being defeated. You can see some that were sort of milling around, waiting for a order to attack, seeing their general felled, seem to have basically thought, fuck that, I'm out. And so a lot of the goblins have scattered, some of the orcs, even some of the ogres have started to sort of move away on their own steam. What remains of this army is in full battle with the Dragonscale Militia to the west, which, from what you can tell from this, it's kind of hard to tell who has the upper hand, but with the magical effects still going off, you can only assume that the Dragonscale Militia is holding their own. But we now turn it over to the party as you are standing amongst the corpses of goblins, orcs, Soma, the giants, and the creatures that were there seem to have vanished. Not sure what happened. You didn't see what happened, but the bigger creatures that were there, like the similar to the ones that attacked the city, are no longer there.
Fiela, you don't look too good.
Fiela talks in a bear. Yeah, I'm not doing so good. Then kind of sits on her bear butt.
Hit, as a cantrip, can do the animal speaky thing, so he's just going to talk to her and say, may the Steel Lady heal what ails you, and puts his hands on the bear and gives her 28 points of healing with cure wounds.
Puts her hand on the bear butt.
On the bear. On the beaver. Was she beaver or bear? I can't remember.
Beaver bear, but whatever.
Hit then looks around the rest of the battlefield. I have a few more of these. The rest of you, how are you looking? Come to me if you need aid.
I'm going to pull out 4 potions of greater healing and go, it's probably better to use these instead.
Good idea. We do have a bit to go, and I am running, about a bit tiresome on the old mana. So who needs it? Looking around the battlefield, I would say Nemaris. Probably Alexandros, you look pretty upset too. You're bleeding from every little orifice.
Well, if we can find my stuff, I believe there's some potions in the bag.
Yeah, so where is your stuff?
That's a good question.
The last time you had your stuff would have been as you were shackled up by Soma's hut, which is up further towards the north.
So with this battle going on, can we ascertain who's got the upper hand, or?
Not from where you are, unfortunately. You can't really see the Dragon Scale Militia. You can occasionally see a volley of arrows coming into the encampment. The magical, the fireballs and lightning, and that's still sort of raining down. The occasional sort of sleet storm has been cast as well. Kind of hard to tell from where you are, but they don't. No one seems to be taking notice of you guys currently.
Cool. So Soma, how badly damaged is the head?
It's pretty burnt. Unfortunately, the lightning arrow surged through his armor and all his metal bits and pieces, and eventually engulfed him in flame. So he is a very burnt corpse.
Okay. Well, that kind of spoils that idea.
You could still take it.
I was just gonna chop the head off, find a high point, go, here's your leader.
But it's not actually their true leader. It's just the dude that's in charge of this area.
Your commander. There, that's it.
Might work better.
While he's doing that, I'm just going to be wandering around trying to find my axes.
Roll investigation.
Best guess is my stuff would be in that big tent up there.
That big tent, right over there.
Yeah, up the hill there.
with all the people around it.
I guess so, yeah.
Right.
13 on your investigation?
Yeah.
You don't find your hand axes with a 13, but you do find several weapons lying around. There is a hand axe you find. There's a couple of short swords. There's a scattering of weapons all over this place at the moment. So, you really probably couldn't determine which ones were yours, per se, but you do find a couple of hand axes that would be serviceable.
Sweet. Thank you.
Alright, if you've all had a health potion, shall we group back up? And I guess, Allie, you want to get your gear? Can you stealth with all this crap going on?
pretty stealthy. So stealthy we can't hear her.
Mm.
Super
I
stealthy.
can't do hide in plain sight, but I can definitely try stealthing it up there.
Roll a
It's probably
perception.
better.
Roll a perception check to see what you guys see from your current position on how many people are actually there, if any.
17 for me.
17. 4 for Sadiq. Fiala Bear.
Just 10.
10 for Head.
It is upset about Killick.
Don't worry, you can get him back, mate.
I know, but it still must hurt him a lot.
Namaris, your perception?
She was too busy looking for hand axes and trying to hit passive perception, so that doesn't help. 12. I rolled a 12.
12. Okay, and Fiala Bear, yours?
19.
19. So any of those above 15, you would notice that up around the top part of the camp where you, Ellie, were previously held, there is maybe a handful, half dozen orcs and a drow sort of milling around up there. They don't look like they're not really looking at you. They're sort of just there. They look relatively disorganized. But there are a few people. There are a few hanging around up there.
Did Soma have a helmet?
No, he did not.
Okay.
So, Ali, what are you thinking?
I still want to try this head idea, but the head's probably not non-recognizable.
Look, how's this? How about you get your fucking gear back before you start playing around with people's heads?
Okay, my gear, as far as I can tell, is probably up there where those people are. Throw head in, saying,
Go on,
"Hey,
get it. Go.
I could do a distraction, which translates to.
Oh, it's okay. Here to speak with animals up. Yildri says she can make some sort of distraction.
And I'll go with Ali to get her stuff.
Well, I think we're all going to go with Ali to get her stuff, and I think there's a pretty big distraction going on at the present moment. But we're wasting time just standing here while the distraction is.
I'm sneaking up there.
Right, if you are
I
anyone
just
who
look
is
at
sneaking,
Sadiq, you know, like,
anyone who is
Oh,
sneaking,
you're the cruise
roll
at a
a
twist.
stealth check, please.
Uh-oh. I'm going to try.
I believe Sadiq is at disadvantage.
So is it.
So is Hit. Now, Maris trips over a log by the sound of that.
And that's
I rolled an 8.
An 8. So we've got a 7 and an
9.
8 and a 9. 7, 8, 9!
25.
25 from Alessandras. Alessandras disappears from view. Namaris. Not Namaris. Oh, Yildri.
I'm at a 14, but I'm gonna go the opposite way to kind of lure them away from Allie's end, kind of thing.
Well, just rolling a couple of perceptions here. Oh crap. Oh Jesus. Well, no one sees Ellie. Put it that way. They do, however, see Namaris, Het, and Sadiq, and they obviously notice this large bear moving around from the flanking position. They don't seem overly concerned with the bear. If the orcs that are there under what sounds like an instruction from the drow, draw their weapons and put themselves into an almost formation. They seem confused a little bit, but they ready themselves as the rest of you sort of move towards the tent, makeshift hut / tent thing.
I reckon if we don't go to fight them, they might not attack us.
But that being said, they're paying attention to us while Ellie's God knows where.
Yeah,
This is very true.
Making my way up towards the tent.
I'm too noisy and slow, and I'm seeing Fiala go off the other way, so Hit sort of, knowing that he's been seen, he's like, oh, bugger, then he just wanders over to Fiala Bear, puts his hand on her side and says, Lady of the Thatch, give us sanctuary, and we'll just walk on. He'll walk up with her. That gives you warding bond, Fiala. Yildry.
So
So she gains +1 to her AC and saving throws, and I take half the damage that she
no
takes.
worries.
Yeah.
so
she
with
takes half the
that,
damage and I take
yeah,
the
with
same.
that, you does anyone speak Drow, or any chance?
I've never slept with a drow.
Yeah, but no wonder why you can't speak it.
Or
No.
or undercommon?
Nah, common, infernal, and orc.
Namara speaks undercommon. How do you speak undercommon? That's weird. Did you choose that as one little starting
Yeah.
one? What a random one to choose.
It's pretty random.
Sometimes these things come in handy.
It works. It does.
Bloody undercommon. Wow. So, okay, so Namaris, you'd be the only one that hears the drow speak to the orcs again, and basically it tells them protect the master's tent. Do not let them pass.
Can I see who's talking?
I just told you who was talking.
Alright, well I turn around, look at him and say, right, our friend just wants to get her stuff back and then we're off. Is that right?
How
It
far
does-
away are we from this tent?
Probably about 100 feet, so you would have heard him yell, but you wouldn't be able to talk to him unless you're going to yell back.
Oh, I'm yelling.
Well, with that, we'll need to roll initiative as a as they're not listening to you. So we got here orcs. Ooh. Drow. So Namaris, yours, please.
Big old 13.
Ellie,
13.
you will go first. Sadiq.
23.
Sadiq goes first.
Sadiq goes first. Possibly.
Did-
Hit.
Did we take those
19.
19. So you will go in there. And Ildrid.
9.
9. So Ildrid will go last. What was your question, Namaris?
Sorry, I meant to ask, did we take those potions that Sadiq gave out before?
I don't know, did you? It was offered.
Well, I would have. But how much is that? It's 20, isn't it?
Yeah,
Greater,
20
yes,
points.
20.
And I've already marked off before, so hopefully 4 people took them.
Hopefully people start paying attention.
Yeah. Who took them? Hands up.
That's 1. 2.
I didn't need it because I have my bare hit points. So
Okay. Well, then Hit would have not taken one, but would have taken physically one and put it in his pack.
Okay. So that's 3. So we have 1 left. So only mark off 3, Sadiq. Right. So with that, as Namaris yells up to the drow, basically saying, "Oh, my friend wants to get his stuff," the drow mutters back or yells back to you, "Over my dead body!" And the
That'll
orcs,
be with pleasure.
the orcs just rush forward. 5 orcs rush forward into your position. So it's going to take them a couple of turns to get there, but they pretty much run double movements. They move 60 feet forward, which closes the gap, which puts you within 40 feet of them. So Sadiq, Namaris, you within 40 feet of these guys. Hit and Ildri, you're probably flanking off to one side. So you're probably 50 or 60 feet away from their current position. Alessandros, you are still hidden and sneaking around the left. So you're probably about the same distance, 50 or 60 feet from them. The drows remained further backwards. We will go into the initiative order with Sadiq running first. So you've got 4 or 5 orcs just charging at you in a line, swords drawn and pretty crude shields, look like long swords. Their armor's not great, looks like maybe leather armor. It's piecemeal stuff. It's typical orc. Like, I mean, you've seen it in your own clan previously. That like the full orcs generally just pick up whatever they can on the battlefield and are just charging at you, and full sort of berserker style charge.
I guess I'll use the bow at them because I can't be bothered moving up.
Fair enough.
22 to hit.
That will hit.
And does this one? No, it doesn't. Okay, 10 points of damage on that guy. And
So 10 points on the first orc. First shot. The second attack.
16 to hit.
That will miss. He seems to raise his small buckler shield and deflects your second shot, but he does take damage. Down. They're still charging. So next up in the initiative, that's you. Next up is the orcs themselves as they charge forward. They now move forward into melee attack range with Sadiq and Neymaris. They don't seem too concerned about you at the moment, Het. I think they're probably a little worried about the bear, so they're just running into Sadiq and Neymaris at this point. So they will, they have 1 attack each. 2 will attack you, Neymaris, and 3 will attack you, Sadiq. And they are crapola plus 6 to hit, so that'll be a 14 and a 12.
14 hits.
14 hits, so you'll take 9 points of slashing damage. The 3 at Sadiq, we've got again a 14 and a 14 and a 14.
Yeah, that would be a 14 miss.
So all 3 miss as they come at you sort of from different directions. You just manage to deflect with your great sword. Well, actually, no, you were holding a bow, so they probably just strike armor. Next up is Het with a 19.
This is an easy one for Het. Het positions himself within 30 feet of all his comrades.
Yep.
Not knowing where Ali is, just roughly middled. And he says, when he gets to his page, and he says, "Still, lady, give us death or glory." And everyone gets bless, including himself this time.
Okay, so everyone except for Alessandros, who would not be in range,
That's what I was assuming, but
Yep.
yes.
gets a D4. So mark yourself with bless.
And I am concentrating now.
No problem. And is that your turn, Het?
Yes.
Okay, with that, the drow sort of looking around, not sure what's going on, sees magic being cast by the rather fluorescent white dragonborn standing out in the battlefield. 2 bow attacks that you hit. 22 and a 16.
The 16 misses.
16 misses, so 1 hit. You'll take 7 points of piercing damage as
7?
an arrow strikes you just above the shoulder.
I reply with Arctic Rebuke.
Yep.
He must have make a deck save.
Dex save. And it's a natural 5. His dex is +4, so that'll be 9.
No,
So
he
that would
takes
be
4
a
damage.
failure.
15, 16, 17, 9, 20, 21, 22, 24.
Holy shit.
And 3, 25, 26, 27 cold damage.
27 cold damage. As the Arctic, as your Arctic energy strikes back after being struck, you watch as the cold energy just leaves your body and strikes this drow with considerable force, almost knocking him off his feet. And you see the icicles starting to form on his armor, and he took a hefty blow from that. He's quite stunned by that attack. Next up, Ellie. Your position, you're about, by now with you, if you'd kept moving through, you'd be 50 feet from the drow up towards the back and 40 feet from the orcs that are attacking Sadiq and Namaris.
And
But
how
you're
far's the
behind
tent?
them. What's that?
How far's the tent?
Probably another 40, 50 feet behind the drow.
Can I see a way around the drow?
Well, as far as you know, you're hidden. You're in the sort of bushes and shrubbery around up, heading up towards where you were held captive.
Yeah, because the only weapon I've got is a bow, and I don't want to.
So you just want to keep moving.
Yeah.
Double movement. So you want to
right.
use your action to keep move as far as you can.
Yeah.
Let's follow a quick perception. Still doesn't see you. You managed to maneuver yourself up past where you were being held captive to the back of this makeshift hut / tent building. You're about 20 feet from it, but you're moving around towards the rear of it. So you are now right in behind the drow. You're pretty confident that he won't be able to see you from where you are.
Yep.
No, Maris. 'Tis your turn with Ildri on board after that.
Right, well, I'm going to attack the one that attacked me.
Yep.
And I'm going to. Ooh! No. 20 to hit.
Yeah, no, that doesn't hit. Of course it hits.
That's the first one. So that is 17, 23. Oh, lies, that's 31 for the first hit.
Remember, you're not raging, so you don't get your rage bonus.
No.
So yeah, so make sure you maximize your weapon damage and then roll your
did.
dice. So 31.
That was why I was braining hard. Yeah.
So 31 points
31.
of damage. So as you strike out at this orc that initially attacked you, you run him through, and he's pretty much impaled on your blade right now, and you rip it out, and he just gurgles and drops to the ground. One orc is now dead.
How close is the other one?
They're all in melee combat. You and Sadiq are pretty much
Okay,
side by
so-
side.
22 to hit the next one.
It hits.
And. Ooh, a whole 8 damage.
Better than nothing. So you manage to strike out the second, catching him on just above the shield on his arm, opening up a large wound. That is your turn, I take it?
I'm a bit tired, so I'm just gonna pull my sword back and smile.
And Ildri, you're up. You're about 60 feet from the group.
I can only go 35 feet, so I'll probably just try and dash up to the closest person I can.
So that'll be the group of orcs that's with Sadiq and Namaris. So with a dash, you'll get into that fray. You won't be able to attack, unfortunately. But you do. The bear charges up, growling into this group of orcs. And you can see them sort of take half a step and think, shit. You can see the look of concern on their face as this large bear sort of charges in from the side. So that is your turn. So we're back to the top of the initiative order with Sadiq. You now have 4 orcs left standing in front of you and Namaris, and now Ildri has joined the battle with you.
Change over to my sword.
You can do that with your free action.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 will hit. Are you using any rights?
No.
No rights. No problem.
So, it doesn't roll that damage, damn it. Because they would be evil, wouldn't they?
They could be classed as evil. They're more chaotic neutral. They're just working for whoever the highest payer is.
I just roll normal
Yeah.
damage then. So 9 points of damage to that guy.
So 9 points to that guy. Second attack.
18.
That will hit.
And 6 points to that guy.
Same guy?
Yeah.
Okay, so that brings him. So he's looking pretty bloody. That dude. He's taken some pretty severe attacks from both Namaris and yourself. So he's looking a little bit worse for wear.
And then I activate my right.
Which right are you activating?
I'll go fire this time.
A writ of fire as Sadiq opens up a wound on himself, and the blade ignites with a flaming blade now. The orc's turn now. The one that's just been attacked will attack you, Sadiq, and basically will take 2 attacks each. He's 4 left. So for you first, Sadiq, they both miss. They were terrible. Namaris, one will hit you with a dirty 20, the other will miss. So you'll take, again, 9 points of slashing damage. And that would be pretty much them. Hit, you're up.
How far is the nearest orc from me?
55, 60 feet. You were roughly where Eldry was, so about that distance.
Okay. And the drow who hurt me before?
About 70 feet. He's moved a little bit closer, so he's still further behind the orc.
Okay, I will move. The orcs are of no threat to me at this point. They're with my team, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I will move closer to the drow, within 60 feet of him.
Not a problem.
And as a bonus action, I will cast, I'll say, Maggie, show him the Book of Souls, and I will cast Spiritual Weapon, and the Spiritual Weapon will appear right next to him.
Yep, no worries. And you're going to drop it on him?
Absolutely. I love this bonus action. Don't forget the D4s, you guys.
Yeah. A large book appears above the drow and descends rapidly.
17 to hit.
That will hit.
Finally, the Book of Souls is paying off. Except for the damage is little. 6 damage.
6 damage. He takes the damage, and it sort of, again, it takes him by surprise. His book just appears and then slams down the back of him. He sort of stumbles forward half a step, looking up, a bit of shock on his face, looking at you, and you can see the flash of hatred in his eyes. Your action, please.
And as an action, I'm going to trace a sigil in the air and say euthanasia and cast Ulvic's Blast at him.
No problem.
So that's 3 green bolts.
3 green bolts.
Oh, 5 misses.
Yes, that does miss.
7 misses, goddammit.
Yes, that will too.
12 will also miss, I imagine.
I think so, yes. So all 3 Vic's Blast, just, they snake around, sort of moving towards the target, and then all of a sudden they just change direction. One shoots off into a tree and snaps a tree in half. The other shoots off and hits the tent behind him, breaking one of the tent poles, and the front of the tent sort of slumps down forward. The other shoots just past where Ali is, striking a tree next to you, Ali, giving you a horrible fright. Doesn't do any damage, but it gives you a bit of a fright. With that is your turn. Now it's the drow's turn. Looking at you, he also traces a sigil in the air and fires an Eldritch Blast back at you. He will also get 3 attacks. The first one is a miss. Holy crap. Second one will be an 18.
That hits.
And the third will also be a miss. So you will take 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
12 points. And Head says, Lucretia, and Arctic rebukes him again.
Not a
Dex
problem.
save for him.
Dex save. Plus 6 at 17.
Okay, so he takes half damage.
Half damage, no worries.
17 cold damage.
Ooh, yeah, he's looking pretty bloody. He's not going to move. He's going to stay where he is. And that is his turn. So Ali, it's now your turn. You are within 20 feet of this tent. You've seen the front of it drop, so you know that it's almost like a hut / tent. So it's got a tent top. It's got semi-solid walls, but the front of it is now sort of partially collapsed.
So yeah, I'll go into the tent.
And you can get in from the rear as well. You find, as you move around towards the rear of the structure, you find a few parts which are still basically tent-like, and you are able to make your way into the tent. You will need to make an investigation check to see if you can find your gear.
Does 27 work?
I'm pretty sure 27 works. As you start going through there's a few chests and bits and pieces in the thing. The first chest you open, you go, shit, it's not my gear. But then as you go to walk away, you think, hang on a minute, double take. There's a large pouch, and there you open it up and it's full of gold coins. Looking at it, you estimate Could be anywhere between 4,000 and 5,000 gold coins. Just beside that is 2 purplish potions. You're not sure what they are. There's also a yellowy brown potion as well. There's a small ring in there, and there is a bunch of maps. As you unfurl the first map, it looks like the map of the city of Valond, but it has markings on it, which looking at it, you think that might be important. So whether you can grab those if you wish, but after about 5 or so minutes, you find your bag, your bag of holding, you find your backpack, you find your weapons, and all of your gear.
I'll grab me blade and bow. I will come back for that. I just want to get out, help with the fight.
No problem. So with the rest of your movement, you could retreat out the back of where you came into the tent. You won't be in line of sight of the drow, and at this point you'd have to double movement to get into line of sight. So you can either do that now or wait till your next turn.
Do that now.
Okay, so you move into line of sight where you can now see the orcs and the drow. You won't be able to attack at this point.
Fair enough.
But that is your turn. Nomaris, you are now there's still 4 orcs in front of you. One's looking pretty beat up, but there's still 3 relatively fresh combatants in front of you.
Well, I'll attack the one that's looking pretty beat up first, then
Okay.
I'll miss with a nat 1 that makes it an 11.
That will definitely miss. With that, can I get you to roll a d6 for me?
This is gonna hurt.
1.
A 1. Your next attack would be a disadvantage as you overswing, missing this guy. You stumble forward and dip to one knee, so you can make your second attack, but it'll be a disadvantage.
Well, it's either a 29 or a 19 to hit.
It'll still hit. So you
Okay.
you manage to strike out again at the same guy. As you trip forward and sort of halfway regain your balance, swing backwards towards this guy and manage to hit him. Your damage.
I'll probably just slap him on the arse with a 9.
It's enough to, I mean, you might not have slapped him on the arse, but you definitely may have cut his glutes with that, and he's not looking too healthy. That is you, Namaris. Eldred, it's now your turn. You are in melee range of all 4 of these orcs.
I will take the closest one to me and
No
try and
problem.
do a multi-attack.
Sure thing.
So the first one hits. Well, let's see. Gonna miss with a 4?
Yeah, that'll miss.
Yeah, they both miss. 6.
Wow.
So a bonus action, I'm just gonna growl at all of them, like as much as I can, roar at them.
Okay, so roll an intimidation check. I'm assuming you'd probably stand on your hind legs and really let out a bellowing roar.
Yeah, that's a 17.
17.
Don't forget your D4s.
Yeah, don't forget your D4s, guy. I don't think a D4 would have helped her, but
That wouldn't help.
Probably not, but you never.
I'm going to roll some checks here. Well, the one that is injured freaks out and attempts to run, which will give Sadiq and Namaris an opportunity attack as he turns and tries to run from the bear. Sweet, no worries, Baz. I keep forgetting about that too.
That will be a dirty 20.
That'll hit, Namaris. Can't hear you.
That'd be a 12.
That will miss.
Hang on. No, wait.
The D4 won't help you, it'll still miss.
Oh, okay, well I won't waste it then.
Unfortunately, if you rolled a 4, it would still miss. So Sadiq, yours does hit. Roll damage, please.
19 damage.
19. Again, Sadiq with the killing blow on this orc, as I would say probably just strikes him right down the center of his spine, splitting open his back, severing his spine, and the guy just drops, skids forward as he drops to death with his large open wound in his back.
As Sadiq does that, as soon as I missed, I'm just going to go over it. I'm just going to turn around on the overswing and give him a high five.
So I was a bit confused. Were you proposing to him or are you trying to kill him?
And that is
I
your
thought he was
turn,
a bit
Eldry.
cute.
And Sadiq is now your turn. You still have 3 orcs remaining and a drow.
Okay, so attack one of the orcs that's still alive
Yep.
with a dirty 20
That hits.
without even rolling the d4. 19 damage.
19 damage. He is looking rather bloody with a single attack, slicing him across the chest, opening a large wound on his upper torso.
And second attack is a 22 to hit
That'll also hit.
and 18 damage.
He is looking really bad. The extra flaming damage from your flaming weapon seemed to cauterize the wounds as it strikes him, but they're deep. And on that one, you swear you heard breaking bones. You hit him with such force. But he is not looking too shit hot. With that, it is now their turn. 2 of them will attack you, Sadiq, with a 17 and an 18.
18 hit.
18 hits, so there'll be 9 slashing damage. And the one that is looking pretty shitty, he's going to try and attack you, Namaris, but at disadvantage because of his current state. And he will miss with a natural 1. And he will knock himself prone as he overswings, and just the damage he's taken, he drops down onto both his knees. So your guys' attacks on that particular orc will be at advantage. With that hit, your turn.
Okay, Hit just puts his hand in the air and just goes, drop the book, and the book will drop onto the drow. Hopefully, we'll hit the drow with a... Oh, this is good. 19.
That will hit.
Doing 7 damage, force damage.
7 force damage does not quite kill him, but he is looking pretty bad. The
That's
book
okay,
slams
because-
down on his head and he drops to both knees again. Not quite prone, but pretty close.
And as my action, I just point the loot up and I say, 99 ways to die. And I cast Infestation. He is now surrounded by a cloud of bugs and parasites and beetles. He must make a Constitution saving throw.
But he'll fail with a natural 2.
Okay. He takes 15 poison damage.
15 poison damage. He will take half of that because he's resistant, but doesn't matter. He only had 2 hit points. So the beetles and bees and everything, all the manner of insects are now swarming around his face to start swirling in a tornado-like motion and just strip the flesh from his bones. And eventually you watch as this limp body just drops to the ground as the insects dissipate as the spell completes.
Oh, damn it. If he didn't die, he was going to have to move 5 feet in a random direction.
he was toast.
Okay, sweet. Hit will move closer to the rear of Fiala if that's the case.
Okay. Bit frisky for a battle, but okay. With that is now the drow's turn, who can't make it any turn because he's dead. Alice, Ali, your turn. So the drows, you watch as this insect swarm strips the drow's skin and flesh, which puts you about 40 feet from the rear of these orcs.
Okay, so is that going to work well or not? I don't know. Anyway, so I grabbed the great bow.
The Apollo's bow?
Yep.
No problem.
So how many is left? 2.
There are currently 2 and a bit.
2 and a bit.
Yep. You've got 1 that's prone. So if you're going to attack at range, it'll be disadvantaged, but you've got 2 standing that are full health.
I'll take Really? I got that, really? 14 to hit. I
That
rolled
will
two.
that will miss. So your first attack, your arrow doesn't find its target. It seems to go wide to the left, narrowly missing hit as he sort of moves closer to the to
Sorry,
Fiala.
hit! Alright, second attack. Much better. 28 to hit.
That will hit.
That's 5 damage with the arrow. And
5 piercing.
Yeah. With 5 damage from the hang on, I need to work out what that is. Force damage.
5, 4, 7. So 10 damage total.
Yeah.
So you do strike the orc with your second arrow and strikes him in the back of the right shoulder, almost sending with the force damage, sending him forward a little bit into Sadiq and Namaris, who shove him back as the sort of the tussle in the melee combat. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Namaris, you're up. Ilge, you're on board after that.
Right. I am going to attack the one closest to me.
Well, you got one on his knees in front of you, which you can get advantage on the attack, or you got 2 that are still
That'll do.
standing.
So that is a 28 to hit with the first one.
Roll sneak attack too, Alessandros.
That would be no, because that was my second attack.
So first attack to hit though, wasn't
What?
it? Yeah, okay, never mind.
11.
11 to hit.
I mean 11 to damage. 28 to hit, 11
okay.
damage.
Yeah, that okay. You kill that dude. You decapitate him as you just strike
right.
down him and just remove his head. The second
And
attack
next one is 27 to hit
that hits.
and 16 damage.
16 damage. 24. So we one of them's looking a little bloody. The other's not too bad. He's taken some damage, but he's still standing. With that, Ildri, it is now your turn. You have 2 left.
Well, I mean, multi-attack again. We're gonna try, hopefully.
Don't forget D4s.
Okay. That wouldn't help.
We got some bad rolls tonight, guys.
I got an 8 and a 7, so I don't think that'd help. On
Yeah,
either of those.
no. You just all you seem to find is shield. Even though these shields aren't great, the bear's just finding shield whenever she attacks. And the orcs don't seem overly worried about the bear anymore.
I forgot my cave bear gets +7 to hit.
I was
whole
wondering why it
time.
was so low. I was like,
Oh no!
so you rolled what, a 6 and a 7? So it'll be a 14,
An 8 and a 7.
an 8 and a
so-
7, so that'll be 15, which will still miss, and a 14. So they'll both still miss.
Pop a D4 on them just to be sure.
Yeah. Did you roll your d4s?
So that was a 3.
So that'll be a 17. That'll still miss.
Okay, never mind. I'm not 4.
You were close. You were very close on the 17. I'll tell you that. But no, unfortunately, the bear still misses. Don't forget your modifiers, guys. So with that, we're back to the top of the initiative order with Sadiq. You have 2 targets left alive.
So I have one on the ground.
No, that's dead. Namaris decapitated him. You got 2
That
standing.
was the one. Yeah,
Yep.
I didn't know which one she took out.
Yep.
All right, so attacking whichever one looks the worst
Okay.
with a 17 to hit.
That will miss. He deflects with his shield.
And a dirty 20.
That one will hit.
So, come on, roller. Do it again because that had too many ones in it. 17 damage.
17 damage. Not quite enough to kill him, but he's getting close. He's looking pretty bloody.
I'll get him next time.
No worries. That is your turn. It's now the orc's turn. They are going to... the ones that managed to deflect the bear shot's going to turn and attack the bear. The other one's going to attack Sadiq. So we've got a bear. Misses. And a 17 on Sadiq. That will also miss. So they're not looking too good themselves. They're breathing heavy. The attacks are going wide. It is now Hit. Your turn. Ali on board after that. You are muted, Mr. Hit.
Yes, I am. Hit feels bad seeing Yildri Bear missing, and he pulls forth his lute, and he sings, "No remorse, no repent," and he gives her bardic inspiration. She gets a D8 to add to any of her next ability check, attack, roll, or saving throw for the next minute. Just one in the next minute.
Yep.
To add to your D4 and your attack next time.
No worries.
That's a bonus action. And as his action, I'm going to hold Old Vic's Blast to attack whatever Fiela attacks or
Okay.
Yildri attacks.
No worries. So you're holding your Olvic's Blast, and next up
Correct.
is Alessandrus. You have 2 orcs standing.
So I'm firing at the one that I was firing at before.
And you will get advantage because you are still hidden.
25 to hit.
That hits.
6 plus 9 plus 12.
So 27 to hit as you you just line up the shot, you fire it, and it completely takes this orc off his feet. He was looking pretty rough anyway, but you strike him just below the chin and the neck, and it literally launches him off his feet into the ground next to Ildri, as the arrow, this magical arrow, strikes him and then dissipates. But he is dead, leaving one orc standing.
Alright, one more shot. 21 to hit.
That hits.
Wow. 4 plus 15. So
19 points of damage. He is looking pretty bloody now too. He's still alive, but he is not looking shit hot. Namaris, you have 1 orc left, and he is looking pretty sad.
Alright then. Well, I'm gonna go over and smile at him sweetly. And I'm gonna twack him with a 21 to hit.
Gonna twack him with my swacks. The 21,
Yep.
yes, that hits.
And 14 damage with the first one.
There's enough to kill him as you again remove his head in one single swing of your swacks. And
But I just want to twack it into the distance. So roll back, I'm gonna go for the hit.
roll to hit for a second to see if you can actually hit it. Doing the backhand tennis swing.
Yeah. So that is a 16 to miss.
No, that'll be enough to hit the head. As you lop his head off, it raises up with the momentum. You just swing back and flatten your sword as you swing back, and it just that sickening thud of head on metal, and it sends the head heading out towards Alessandrus as it hits the ground and rolls across the ground.
Is there anybody else around?
What did I just say? That was the last one.
Damn it, because I was gonna shout out next.
You really do need to pay attention to what I say.
Ildri Bear looks around, picks up a dead orc, and throws it against the tree.
And just
It's all right,
growls and
Ildri.
throws it at the tree.
Feel that frustration.
We're all tired.
I'm actually surprised she didn't just start eating one right there.
So with that is the combat over, and during this time, you would have probably not noticed initially, but by now you've noticed that the spells, incoming spells, have now slowed. and the sound of combat is very distant. So you get the impression that the remainder of this army is possibly scattered and is being run down by the militia. It seems that a very well-trained army is no match for a motley put together bunch of orcs, goblins, and ogres.
Or you
Can
could
I just
say
sit down
a
for
motley
3
crew
minutes?
took out a well-trained army.
This is possibly true. But no, that's not what happened.
All right. So I'm going to go back into the tent, get the rest of my gear.
Yep.
And drag out that chest that I saw.
Yep.
Now there was other chests in there as well.
There was other
or-
bits and pieces in there as well. But that the rest of it wasn't really worth a whole lot. There was not a whole lot there. But again, in that one particular chest that you did find, there was a pouch containing 5,000 gold pieces. There was 2 dark purple potions. You're not sure what they are. Another potion of sort of yellowy brown color. Again, you're not sure what it is. There is a small gold ring. And a series of maps. Like I said, the one that you looked at shows the map of shows Volond, the Volond city, its walls, its gates, and it has a bunch of points marked. Does anyone know Infernal, by any chance?
I was about to say me, but no.
So, Alessandro, you read Infernal. So does Sadiq.
And Sadiq.
And Sadiq. So you both read Infernal. So you can, yes. So with that, Sadiq and Alessandro, as you sort of roll this map out and show everybody, you can both see scribblings on certain points around the city saying, one says wall is weak here, another says this gate is less guarded than the others, another point says possibility of an attack from the sea. So it's just basically battle notes, pointing out different points of the city that would be possible where attack could be or should be mounted, which could weaken the city's defenses.
All right, so I'll put that. Notes. Put that in. We got the home brewer here, so I'll hand Sadiq the potions.
Yeah, I'll work them out when we get back to base.
And you said 5,000 gold, was it?
Yes, 5,000 gold pieces.
Which is in a bag, so throw that bag in the thingo. We'll give that to the militia for the fight. Move on.
That's a good idea.
So, with that, you rummage through the tent. There's not much else there that's worth anything that you can see.
Het, could you please cast Detect Magic if you still have it?
Okay, I sure do.
And with that, you all light up like a Christmas tree, including
Much.
the ring that's in the chest. It does give off a arcane signature.
Okay, so there's a ring in the chest with an arcane signature. And all you guys light up like Christmas trees. What's a Christmas tree?
I believe
I'm guessing
it's-
something that lights up.
I think it's a tree that has fireflies flying around it.
Yeah, maybe I should have said like a starry night sky.
Yeah, like that. Or like a
You know-
person that's wearing a lot of magical weapons.
Your ring is a light.
All right, I think that's it. Shall we go see if we can help the rest of the...
If you
Militia?
give me that ring, and 1 minute, I can identify it now
Do we have time?
as we walk.
Okay then, sure. Here you go.
So as you walk through this battle-scarred encampment, the bodies strewn across the camp, you head back down towards where you had fought Soma and the Giants. Their bodies still remain.
Speaking which, what's he got on his body? Because I don't think
I was wondering whether someone was actually going to do any searching or not, because no one said anything about
I wanted to, but we kind of had to go get someone else's fucking gear first, didn't we?
Hey, my stuff is important, thank you.
So, with that, we'll get everyone to roll an investigation check, and we'll just take an average overall.
27.
Just in the general area. As far as the body's concerned, you will be able to search the bodies without too many hassles, but...
Do we still have the bless for that?
Yes. I would say probably just.
It would probably wear off right at the end of the battle, but
I'd say
Okay.
just. I'll allow
so
it.
roll the d4? Okay.
Roll the
cool.
d4. I'll
Alright,
allow
roll,
it.
roll D4. How
I just want to see how high I can get this. All
Ildri
right,
has
27.
Bardic Inspiration too, so she can use her D8.
I
Yes.
didn't have that, so I can't.
No, you didn't have the D4.
So 27.
yeah, I got 20, but that's sort of
So 27,
Eight.
28,
18.
18, sorry.
18.
No, that's 27. So
27?
it's trash.
Ildri?
Nat 1.
Oh no!
oh, even with bardic inspiration.
I
There's-
don't think it's gonna help.
Well, with
Oh my
with a
God,
D4 and a
Ildri.
D8, you could bring it up to over 10.
Yeah, but that one.
Nat 110.
Nat 110, yeah. Nat 1, no. Ildri's really pissed off that and grumpy about the whole not being able to hit anything as a brown. But she's probably still in bear form too. So she's probably stomping
Can't
around,
roll very well in bear
growling,
form.
growling and sort of picking up dead ogres and goblin bodies and just throwing them from side to side, biting the occasional head off just for good measure. But as you search through the bodies of the giants and Soma, the giants obviously they were all wearing plate armor, which is far too large for any one of you to wear or carry. They were massive. They were way big for you, even Amaris. They were all twice your size. I mean, they're 15 feet tall. I mean, they were big.
Have to buff out.
The
Small children
shields.
use them for sleds.
Yeah, the shields were even if you were even able to pick one up, which would probably be a bit of a strength check to do it, but the shields were almost like 1.5 feet taller than
Oh.
both Sadiq and Neymar. So they were big shields.
Right.
Searching through their bodies and through Soma's body, you do find another 250 gold pieces. You do find one set of +1 male armor, which is the armor that Soma was wearing. It's just a standard +1 armor. You guys have seen enough +1 armor to know that this is because it's not scorched. It has to be magical. It doesn't look anything too over the top fancy. So you got a +1 male armor there, or chainmail shirt, and his scimitar, which has that real sort of sickly green blade on it, and it's definitely your magic would your detect
Still
magic
be
would
up,
still be
yeah.
up. So the armor would light up, and the weapon would also light up. It's definitely magical.
Hey, the scimitar's magical here, guys.
Scattered around the battlefield as you continue to search, another 400 gold pieces, 5 healing potions, just standard healing potions, 2
writing
potions
this
of
down.
cure poison. Anyone writing it down?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got the 400 gold. We've got 5 standard healing potions, 2 cure poison potions, which you guys know about. Scattered around the place, 10 short swords, 6 short bows, 4 long bows, and scattered in series of quivers about 100 arrows, and a smattering about 20 to 25 standard leather armor of varying sizes, orc, goblin, even a couple of ogre-sized makeshift leather armor. So it's all just basic leather armor.
Don't know if I can carry all this, Ellie, even in your magic bag. Shall we leave the big fat armors?
You leave the armor and the weapons.
Armor
take
and weapons
potions.
leave. Yeah, take the potions. Now that scimitar, what was
Definitely
that?
going to be because it hit you and you got poisoned by it. I dare say it's a poison. scimitar.
Nasty poison, but yeah.
No, you're just weak compared to poison. So
Yeah, okay. That works.
Leave the arrows as well.
Yeah, leave the arrows.
I just upped myself back to 60 arrows, and that's it.
Yeah, so you can top yourselves back up with that sort of stuff.
I wish I could, but I can't because my bow doesn't require them.
I'll grab a couple.
Your bow also does 3 times the normal damage as a bow, so shut up.
A little bit.
It's got 50 arrows in the first place, and all you got to do is spend a night out in the town, and you got all your arrows back.
Are we still walking now?
I'm assuming you're well.
Yeah,
After
we
it will
are,
take
and
you about an
we're
hour.
all
It'll take you
bitching
about an
and-
hour to search and acquire all these items.
So during that time, did you find out what that ring was?
Yeah, I cast Identify.
So during that time, the ring is the band of loyalty. So, and it's in D&D Beyond. So just search band of loyalty if you want to see what it does.
Sweet.
Essentially, what it is anyone that is attuned to it that was reduced to 0 hit points dies instantly.
What?
It is a ring that's used by rogues predominantly that don't want to be captured.
Oh, so if you, yeah, okay, well.
So once you're attuned to it, if you were reduced to 0 hit points, you will die instantly.
Take it, Ali. One for you.
Yeah, you can have it. I don't want it.
Well,
Should
could
we
be
see if we
something-
can sneak it onto somebody's finger?
to be attuned to it, you have to be with it longer than just sneaking it onto their finger.
It's also look. It's still good. We can give it to the scorpion. They might want it.
Now, this identify that you do hit, that's just one item, isn't it?
At a time, yes, I can do another one over the next minute as we walk, if you like. I just can't. I just won't be able to check for things.
So as you do that, I mean, you'd be quite easily able to do that. You start leaving the camp. You can see that the rest of this camp is now pretty much emptied out. You can see off in the distance some of the Dragon Scale militia going through the far side of the camp, obviously checking for survivors and doing a last sweep to make sure that they're all right to retreat back to Beyond. So the weapon, the scimitar, is called Snakebite Scimitar. It again is in D&D Beyond. Essentially, it's a +2 bonuses to attack and damage rolls. It has it's acid etched edge and deals the following damage. Target must make a DC 18 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, takes 12 or 2d8 poison damage and is poisoned for 1 minute. Obviously, proficiency allows you to add proficiency bonus to the attack roll when you make an attack with it.
Does anyone have a problem if I take it?
No, you take it. It seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
Are you proficient in scimitars?
Martial and simple.
You'd have to double check.
Marshall.
But I'm
I'll
pretty
take it
sure
anyway.
you are. I mean, how many weapons do you want, man? You got like 4,000.
No, I don't.
No, you're thinking of me when you think 4,000.
Oh, no. You're both just about as bad as each other.
Can I just try that armor on?
What armor?
Come
The
on,
stuff
God.
that we found before.
The male
chain
armor.
Actually.
Which armor?
yeah,
The stuff we got off Selma.
Why do you want to try it on? You don't wear armor.
I know, and it sucks.
If you put it on, you'll actually take a decrease in stats.
Yeah,
It can't be
barbarians definitely don't like wearing armor.
No, they do,
True.
but it's normally hide. That's probably as high as they go.
All right.
No,
well, then,
well, even laser
let's
armor.
not try
can-
that on then.
Yeah, it basically renders a class ability inert by wearing armor.
A couple of them, I believe, it renders
Yeah.
a couple of nerd.
So they're definitely better off not wearing armor. Although when you run out of rage, it kind of screws you up. But anywho, so that was pretty much all the magical items, I believe, that were around. So you are now currently 2.5 days walk from the city of Valond. It is now probably hitting on into sort of 9 o'clock at night. The moon is up, so Alessandros, your quiver regenerates, as it is a relatively clear evening. So your arrows replenish back up to 50.
Yep.
See, case in point.
Hey team, do we want to? I know we've been walking a little while now. We're heading back to Valon, right?
We're going to use Yudri as the mode of transport, or are we just walking back?
How far away are we again?
2.5
Couple of
days.
If Ildri would be kind enough to transport us back, that would be awesome.
Listen, I don't want to be rude and seem to, assume, but Yudri has had a rough day like we all have, trying to save your butt. So maybe we take a rest first before we get her to transform into something crazy.
Either way.
The militia, whereabouts would they be now?
They were on the western side of the camp, so they'll be dealing with whatever they're dealing with over there, and eventually they will probably camp for the night before heading back.
All right, well, then, camp it up.
Or do we keep going towards the militia and camp with them? Safety in numbers. You're more militant type people there, Namaris and Sadiq. What do you think?
Well, wait a minute.
That's probably the safest way.
Which way did we go compared to which way they went? I think we went opposite directions away from each other.
Pretty much.
And-
You guys were on the eastern side of the camp, and they were on the western side.
Oh yeah.
And at the same time, if we rest the night and Yudri does a transformation thing tomorrow, we'll be back before them, because we need to get back with this
These documents.
Yeah.
and stuff quicker.
Good call.
So
Alright.
you wish to camp for the evening?
We'll look for a clear space to put up tents then.
On a nice spot.
All those that have dark vision, roll investigation to try and find a suitable place to camp.
Superior vision.
Mr. Het can roll at advantage because he can see perfectly in the dark.
I don't have dark vision, so I'm
So
just
you'll
going to
be at
smile.
disadvantage,
I-
or you can choose
I've
not to
got
roll.
I've got a 15.
22.
22.
10.
Fiala, LG's not having much luck. Are you still in bear form, by the way?
I would have gotten out of it once the coast is clear, so.
Alright. Sadiq
25.
and Maris. You can
10.
either choose not to roll or roll at disadvantage.
I will probably not roll, but
Okay.
10 if I did roll.
So which is it? You're rolling, or are you going to add the 10 to the pool?
Oh, fuck it, I'll add the 10 to the pool.
Alessandros.
I got a 15.
15.
And no, Drax, I didn't.
So collectively, it averages about 17. So with that, it takes you about 45 minutes or so, and you spy it first. You find a small clearing which looks like almost like a bog, but the water seems clean enough to drink. It's almost like it's a natural sort of divot in the ground where the previous couple of days rainfall over the last few days has kept this thing relatively full, and it hasn't dried up yet. So you've got a source of water, you've got a relatively clear spot where you can pitch tents and set up camp for the evening.
Oh,
Alright, starting to pitch tent is a good idea. Yogri, are you still in Beal form or did you turn back?
No, she's back in
Okay.
humanoid form.
Yogri, I can give you a hand with your tent if you like. You have been having a rough day. Maybe you sit down and rest.
That'd be good, thank you. I'm gonna sit down and quickly check my pack, make sure everything's good. So I'll be doing that.
No worries.
As I'm setting up my tent, I'm gonna look around the grassy floor for like little sticks and stones.
Roll another investigation with advantage. As you can see, like it's daylight, basically.
25.
And you do indeed find pretty much what you're looking for.
And as I'm setting up my tent and Yildri's tent, I look around for Ellie and I just keep throwing stones at Ellie's back, trying to get the target in the center.
So every now and again, Ellie, you get hit in the back with a small stone. Roll a perception check for me.
$19.
Yeah, I would say that you definitely know which direction it's coming from. But as you turn, the first 2 or 3 times, you don't realise that it's hit straight away. But after a while, you get the impression that Hit's doing so. He's throwing stones at you for some reason. You're not sure why. After about the 4th or 5th time, you realise it's him.
Hey, what the hell are you doing? Quit throwing stones at me!
Sorry, target practice.
What do you mean target practice?
Oh, my eye's been a little off, so I'm just tossing stone. I'm just, you know how we joke around. I'm just joking with you.
Can I do a perception check?
On what? You can't see your
Oh.
back, so you won't be
Yeah.
able to find the target.
Insight. Sorry, insight.
Yeah, you can roll inside.
14.
With the 14, I'd say that he's telling the truth. He's
Yeah.
having target practice.
All right. I'll let it go for now.
Well, he's not lying. He is having target practice. You just don't realise that he's literally having target practice. So you carry on. Tents are pitched. The fire is made. And by the time you get everything organised and probably sit down and have food, so mark off rations, it is getting relatively late. So you're probably knocking on 9:30, 10 o'clock by the time you get everything set up. So you guys will be feeling pretty tired by this stage.
Yeah, you sure are. I know I am.
Right, so
Wow.
I'll take first watch. Everyone go to bed.
I'll
So Sadiq
stay
is going
up
to
with
take
you, Sadiq.
first
Oh,
with
I'll-
Namaris.
I'll take second.
Alessandra's second watch. Is anyone going to take second watch with it?
Third. Yeah, I'll do third.
You'll do third?
Hit will join Alessandras in second.
No problem. So with that, the rest of you retire to your tents, and Sadiq, you remain up. Oh, and Namara, sorry, you both remain up for first watch. You're both relatively tired. You do yawn often. That's for your watch. But before we make any perception checks, we're going to take a short break because it is 5 to 9. It's probably a good time to take a break. Just hopefully you guys can get some coffee and stop fucking yawning.
It's the word.
So chat,
Oh, you said you
we will be right back. Give us a few minutes. Day Mortem, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. Nutty with the resub as well, thank you very much.
You're well.
So we will see you in just a moment. Give us a few minutes, we'll be right back. That's gold, lady. That's awesome. Welcome, Magic. What's up, buddy? I am back. Wait for everyone else to come back. I just needed water, so I'm good. Welcome, everybody. The GM Chef, what's up? Yeah, doing good, Magic. Doing good. Having another awesome night with the Do and Doers. So we're just up to our break portion. The crew have finished off their battle in the Orc encampment and have looted and all the rest of it. And are now camping for the evening, so we're just dealing with that. As I said, no worries. We try and pay it forward. We got raided, so we raid other D&D streams, and we try and keep it going if we can. So, guys, for those that are new in the channel that have only just followed or recently joined, my name is Evildoer. I'm from New Zealand. The bulk of my players are from New Zealand and Australia. We do D&D twice a week on Sundays and Wednesdays, New Zealand Standard Time. Where on Sundays we're doing our homebrew campaign, which is my own design. It is nearing its completion, so we are getting towards the end of this campaign and the story. So if you want to catch up on the previous story, all of the VODs from this campaign are on my YouTube. !YT will give you the YouTube link, as are the Curse of Strahd VODs, which we do on Wednesday. We're about 18 episodes in on that one. Again, it's very early in that story. We take a no rush approach to the roleplay, so we're not pushing through roleplay situations. We just sort of take them as they come and play it out as it is. This campaign started, I think we worked it out today, in April of 2018. So we have been running for over a year. I think we worked out about 21 months all total. We started playing twice a month with this campaign, and then we April 2018, buddy. April 2019, you are right, sorry. I'm a year ahead of myself. COS, how horribly can we die? Exactly. The team's actually done pretty well. I mean, they've managed to do the Death House or Durst Manor, and they got through that relatively unscathed. They've then travelled, done some bits and pieces in Barovia itself, and travelled to Vallaki. They've managed to kill one of the hags at the old Bone Grinder windmill, and have just made an alliance with the Baron of Vallaki. So they're still relatively early in that campaign, and they've just decided to accept Strahd's invitation to dinner. I love Curse of Strahd. This is the first time I've been able to DM it. I've played it once, and I'm now DMing it for the first time. So I love horror. I mean, the whole thing about this channel, when I first started, when I was gaming even, it was all horror, heavy metal, and video games. We added D&D to that, so my whole mantra and channel sort of theme is horror, heavy metal, video games, and D&D. I'm making it. I'm trying to not kill the party in Curse of Strahd, but at the same time, ultimately those that know Curse of Strahd know that's the ultimate goal. But you also want to make a good story too, and because we're doing it on stream, we want to make sure that we offer a reasonable story before we kill everybody. But that is my plan, and they know it. So. I know. I mean, I have altered a lot of the Curse of Strahd. Even though running a module, I would say it's probably 45% module, 55% homebrew. I have altered a lot of what goes on in Barovia to suit the players and my style of DMing as well. Nope, I was muted in Skype. I was talking to the chat. But it looks like everybody is back. So all of the new peoples. Okay, that I would watch then, since one wolf attack and life is over. Yeah, I definitely run things a little differently than the module suggests. I personally think the module is super hard, and I think in some respects too hard. So I've made some adjustments of my own, and added some stuff too. Like I've added some homebrew encounters and stuff as well. But anywho, you players have no idea how nice he is. I ain't nice. I'm not a nice DM. I can be, but not really. Custom CR21 strat, nice. 27 strat, nice.
I think Roast's the nice one.
Roasted is definitely the nice DM. He's the nicest DM I've come across. But anywho, we should get back into the campaign. So we have currently Namaris and Sadiq on watch as the evening draws towards midnight. I will need Sadiq to make a perception check, please. Nutty can too if you wish, although without dark vision, that probably doesn't really matter.
I'll leave that to Sadiq.
There's a lot of darkness out there with a 3.
Oh wow!
Oh, hang on then.
You can't make the roll. You can't decide that after he rolls bad. You've already decided that you're not rolling, so sorry, he will not get to roll.
Damn it! Well, disadvantage. I rolled a 3 as well, so it wasn't much better.
But anywho, you're both sitting there. You see that you're either preoccupied or you just don't notice. But over the course of your watch, a thick mist seems to start to form this evening, which is odd because it wasn't cool. It wasn't overly, like, the night's not overly damp feeling, but this, eventually you do notice it as it really encloses around the camp. And eventually you both have trouble seeing each other through the mist, even across the fire with the firelight. It becomes that thick.
I look at Sadiq and I'm like, this doesn't feel right, mate. What do you reckon?
Yeah, nah, this ain't good. I think we need to wake everyone up.
You will need to roll investigation as you start to try and find the tents, which are now heavily obscured from this thick mist that's rolling in. You can see the fire glow. You get a rough idea where the tents are, but you'll both need to roll investigation for me, please.
21.
Not a problem. You seem to not have any issues finding tents.
My sonar is working well.
So you both manage to find you sort of feel your way around the camp and get to the individual person's tent. And you wake everyone as this mist seems to grow thicker and thicker. It definitely doesn't seem natural. It's really odd. So you're going to wake anybody up or what?
I'm going to wake up Ildry.
I'm going to wake up
I'm going to wake up Hit because they're in the same tent.
I'm going to wake up whoever I wake up that's in the tent that I found.
Okay, Alessandros would be the one you found first.
Oh, that makes it even easier. Just cover a nose and no mouth.
After about a few seconds, Alessandros, you start coughing and choking, and you wake up.
What's going on? What?
Almost immediately as you guys wake too, as you get woken up, you notice this mist because now as the tents are open, it starts to fill your tents as well. It's again very unnatural, very, very thick, and you're having trouble seeing each other in this mist.
What are you guys going on about? I can see everything fine.
Actually, no, you can't.
Oh no, I can't.
No, you cannot. It is a thick mist. It's not darkness. You can see in the darkness fine, but the mist is very, very thick, and it doesn't seem to be of a magical nature.
Okay.
Which you would normally be able to see through, but it's even obscuring your vision.
Well, that is very unusual. Hit pulls forth Scully, and he looks around with Scully, and he's like, Guys, this is even ruining my vision. This isn't good.
Anyone got any ideas? Anybody? Maybe?
We wouldn't have fully rested yet, would we?
No, you are not.
Okay.
You then, in the distance, maybe, it sounds like it's maybe 10 or 15 feet from you, you hear a voice. Do not fret. All will be revealed in a moment.
Jet circle, everyone, back to back.
And then as the voice trails off and sort of echoes in the distance, you hear, you start now seeing what looks like walls around you. As you turn and look, your tents are no longer there. The fire isn't where you were basically standing in the proximity of the fire. That is no longer there. In place where the fire was, as you turn and as the mist starts to dissipate and now your vision starts to clear, you are now faced with, you find yourself standing in a large dining hall, a table laid out with a magnificent feast, a suckling boar with apple in its mouth, all the trimmings, like it's a full laid out feast. Large chandeliers hang from an ornately tiled ceiling. A huge marble fireplace with a fire roaring at one end. Above the fireplace is a painting depicting a scene of hordes of demons attempting to scale a large pyramid-type structure. Atop this pyramid structure is a single-winged creature with a scepter in one hand and hellfire raining from the other. Several windows run down the left-hand side of this room, which, as you glance around, appears to be doorless. Standing almost in front of the fire, you swear there was nothing here before, but as you turn back, standing in front of the fireplace is a red-skinned tiefling. Soft yellow eyes, medium ram-style onyx horns. He is dressed in the finery of a nobleman. He is very tall, and his tail is semi-coiled behind him. He has his hands clasped in front of him, and he takes half a step forward towards you, and you're all sort of along the left-hand side of this large table, and he waves towards the table, again very polite, and says, "Please, sit." And he himself seats himself at the head of the table. But it was polite, but almost very passive-aggressive, almost. It was an invitation, but it was also a request. And he wouldn't, you get the impression he wouldn't take no for an answer.
All right, take a seat as far away from him as I can.
There are approximately 8 seats at this table, 4 on either side, and 9 seats, another one at the other end as well.
Again, I'll take the furthest one from him.
No problem. Does everyone else sit?
Ed pulls out a seat for Yildri and motions to her to sit, and then he pulls his own seat as well.
No, Maris, do you sit?
I'm going to go and sit right next to him. Say, hello, how are you? Who are you?
And I'll sit on the other side.
Closest to him? Okay.
Yeah.
And he waits for you all to be seated, and he then acknowledges you all with a small nod. While you may or may not know who I am, I have brought you here to parley. So please refrain from your more baser instincts, as you will find that they will not work here. I know all of you, and he starts pointing to each one of you in turn. Hit, Ildri, Alessandris, Nemaris, and Sadiq. I'm sure you're wondering who I am. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Asmodeus, the king of all the hells. Now, I have brought you here because I have a proposal for you. to ponder in the time leading up to the impending blood moon and the attack on Boulogne. I have the ability, for a fee of course, to grant certain requests. For example, for you, Master Het, if you so wished, I possess the ability to return your loved ones to you. I could also restore a series of events that could stop all of this from happening. The price is high. So the question is, will any of you be willing to pay it? Do not answer now. Think on it, and when you have reached the decision, just call my name, and I will return you back here. If you choose to remain on your current path, we shall meet most definitely once again. And then he sits up straight, and he sort of looks all of you over again, and then he raises a hand and just slowly moves it across. And as he starts motioning across his face, you see it start to blur, and you just see that almost like slow motion as all of you, your vision starts to go hazy. As your vision returns, you find yourself back to back, encircling your campfire, back at your camp, as if nothing had happened.
Jeez, Het, those bloody mushrooms you found were good.
That was awkward and weird.
A little bit.
So hang on, we all heard and saw the dude at the table promising funky life after death weirdness, right?
Yeah, seems that way.
But what was the price?
Well, he didn't say, did he?
Yeah.
I guess when he says it's a high price, I imagine it's something ridiculous, you know, like he wants my loot or Scully, and he's not having Scully.
If you wish to determine the price, roll a intelligence check, please.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Or actually roll insight, guys. It'd be more of an insight. It'd be more of an insight.
I'm going to cut it.
It'd definitely be more. I mean, it's still intelligence, but it'd be more of an insight check.
21 or 22. Take your pick.
Well, either way, it's anything over 16 will give you the information.
Nope.
4. Oh my god. What'd you get, Eldry?
Oh no,
21.
sorry, that was
21.
I got
Wow.
21 this
Woohoo.
time.
So Eldry and Sadiq, Alexandros, what was yours?
8.
8. So you will not get this information.
Hang on, I get advantage on insight checks, so that makes a whole 8.
Why do you get an advantage on insight?
It's a trait. Initiative and insight.
You do too. Yes, right, you do. You've never used it before, so
I just saw it. I went, oh.
Well, this is why you read your sheet. You should know these things. So, Het, you don't get this information, Namaris or Alexandros, but Eldry and Sadiq, sort of pondering on the words, the price is high. You're dealing with the devil, specifically the King of Hell. If he has the ability to change the course of history or bring back the dead, chances are the price will be extremely high, as in more likely your eternity of servitude after your death. So essentially your soul would be the cost.
Thoughts?
Het, I was thinking higher than Scully, like maybe yourself, like your life or your servitude.
I think you know me better than that by now, everyone. I do not believe in the bringing back of the dead. And if he is appearing to us, here and now after that, what I would like to say is a victory, that tells me I feel like they're there wanting us to serve for them because they know we are getting more powerful.
But he could turn back time, maybe. So it's not really resurrecting. It's more like,
Time shift.
yeah.
But why? What would that serve? If he turns back time, it not only undoes what he does, what we've done, or what they've done to us, but it undoes everything. You can't just turn back a moment of someone's life. You'd have to turn back more than that. I don't see their benefit.
But at the same time, isn't this whole thing to allow him onto our plane? So why would he stop it from happening in the first place?
Don't know.
I'd want to know more about it, to be honest.
There's far more to the story, and we only got a sentence at dinner.
We didn't even get dinner.
We didn't even get to eat.
Yeah, we didn't even get the dinner. It's like,
Oh, you guys weren't eating? Oh man, I was slamming that shit down. What was his name? Asmodeus? Head pulls forth his lute and goes,
Amadeus.
Asmodeus, Asmodeus.
I was waiting for that.
has Morgaine? No. Matt, I don't think that's actually worth it because, like, no, just no.
We've come too far to swap sides now. I will never work for a devil.
My allegiance still stands with Ildry.
We could. Nothing, never mind.
No.
But we
Your
could go
thoughts?
back and change, like, the prophecy.
We could stop him.
Uh.
Kostas before he even started.
I was mad.
But is that what Asmodeus is alluding to? Is he saying is he saying we can is he saying that he would not want Kostas to be? I don't think that's what he's getting at. We need to know his full plan before we agree to anything.
What I got the feeling is what he'll do is he'll take the dragon out of the whole equation and use us to perform the ritual in the long run. Because if we're all working for him, what else is he going to get us to do? I don't like the idea. At the same time, he's a devil. You can never trust what they say in the first place.
Personally, I just want to take his head off his shoulders, but that's okay.
No point doing that. You just grow it back.
Yeah, I happen to agree with Sadiq. I think, with my knowledge of the outer worlds or underworlds from my father, I would assume that the best we could do is trap him where he is and leave him there. You cannot kill something that's not really truly alive.
Roll history hit. Yeah, you're pretty much on the money. You, with the stories you've been told about devils and that from your dad, killing a devil on this plane, essentially you're killing the body. The soul remains and basically returns it to the house.
I explained that to the table. Yildri, you look undecided.
It's a lot to think about. Well, not. Yeah, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to go to the tent.
Right, so Ildri returns to her tent.
Right, were you guys near the end of your watch, or did you want us to take over?
Yeah, you would have been towards the end of the watch, so it would have been close.
Yeah, you guys can take over. But
All right.
My vote is no, because I think he's fishing for something. But on that note, I'm going to bed.
Sadiq, I agree with you.
both gone to bed, then it looks like I'm staying up for watch number 2 then. Oh no.
If
No,
you remain up, you'll get a level of exhaustion.
Yeah, you're going to bed, and Ellie was going to get up with.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just no. It's a no from me. And a good night from me.
Okay, you don't have to convince me, but good night.
So that leaves Alessandros and Hit up for your watch. You're both through your watch probably feeling a little on edge and uneasy about, again, obviously just what's happened. So you're keeping an eye out for odd things. So Hit and Alessandros, roll your perception checks. Hit with advantage because of your super awesome night vision.
17.
17 from you.
Even with advantage, that was pretty poor.
11.
11.
I think Het's a little bit more concerned about the offer than he lets on.
He's probably more occupied with Ildri's lack of negative response on that. The fact she was undecided.
All right, we'll go with that then.
A little bit of both.
Yeah, but either way, your watch goes relatively uneventfully. You do, again, it's usual stuff. You hear the sounds of the night. The fire is still going, so you hear the cracking and flicking of the flame in the fire. You do hear the owls and such in the trees. But as far as anything else is concerned, it's a pretty quiet night. Is there anything you guys wish to discuss during your watch?
So, Het, why were you throwing stones at me? I know you said target practice and all that, but why me? Couldn't you have used a tree or something?
If you think right back to, like when we first met, me and you have always been back and forth with funny banter and jokes and tricks and stuff, and it was just one of those tricks. I was throwing stuff at you for target practice, and you're the best target.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Also, what I thought, you've got something hanging on you, and Hit goes to brush Ellie's back. He's trying to deceive her and tie the target back up in space. It's got some sort of latching.
Roll sleight of hand. Sleight of hand versus perception.
Okie dokie.
So, Alessandros, what was your perception roll?
20.
Oh, two better than me.
So, he sort of pats you on the back, but then he stops for a moment, and you can feel him sort of fiddling with something up towards your shoulder blades. It feels odd.
What are you doing, Het?
There's a loose thread here. I'm just putting it. I'm just trying to tie it off so it doesn't. These tabards are beautiful. I don't want it to come apart.
Okay, with that, I'm taking the tabard off.
Okay. You remove the tabard and you turn it round and you look at the back, and you do indeed see a flap that is folded down and a nice bright target right in the center.
I look at the tabard. I look at Het. Look at the tabard. Look at Het. Oh, just you wait, Het.
I don't think that was me. No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. It was me.
Yeah, it was.
Funniest thing, though, it made you a real easy target for those sticks and stones I was throwing.
So I get some charcoal from the fire.
Yep.
And rub it over the target.
Oh, no, don't. You can just unstitch where it links. The rest of the tabard is normal. Never mind, you're ruining it.
And after a while, you
it's-
do find the stitching, which releases the target from the back. And now you smudged your tabard and charcoal. So.
Awesome.
You might have to give it a wash now.
Prestidigitation.
And it's clean.
Ah, yes, I always forget about that one. It's been such a long time since you've had to use that. Oh no, that's why we use it nearly every day. It's all in fun, though. I wouldn't have pulled the target in the middle of combat. You know that. 100% did it after Soma was dead. You can ask the others. Come on, Aaron.
I'll think of something. I'll think of something.
Just as a point of reference too, Alessandros, you are still in your normal changeling form. You have not changed back since your form was dropped. Just for reference. Anything else you guys wish to discuss?
Just to unnerve Head a little bit, I'll shape change into Inari, Piela, Siddiq, him.
So just a multitude of faces, one after the other.
Just to freak him out a little. Maybe.
Doesn't really roll a wisdom save. Hit. I don't think it'd really freak him out, but it'd probably be more unnerving and kind of weird.
Oh yeah, I'm rolling shit now. 7.
Yeah, it doesn't upset, like it doesn't frighten you or anything like that, but it definitely makes you feel weird to see this multitude of faces sort of morphing from one to the other. Sort of initially the changeling face, since she morphs into Inari's face, which morphs into Ildri's face, then into Neymaris, then into Siddiq, then into yours, and then into Korum's and Bretton's, pretty much every person that Ali's ever met.
While I'm doing that, I'm staring straight at it. I'm not taking my eyes on him, just
it's
there.
very, very creepy.
Ali, you give me the shivers. We actually have a job to do. While we're here, Ali, just in this last few minutes of this watch, do you mind if I take a seat and recast my ritual for Killick? Are you able to keep an eye on things while I do that?
I'm sure I can, Head.
Thank you. And so, just as the end of our watch, sort of towards, I guess, close to the end of it, I'll take about 30 minutes. Trace a sigil on the ground, a line with multitudes of lines through it, with a symbol sort of like the imp, and then hold Scully up, and he says, hold Scully to his head, and he says, behold the flames rise from the compass cardinal points. Burn the sacred oil, and with the ashes you'll anoint. Arrange the symbols with arcanist precision. Light the candles. Place the parchment in position. Tuloi Killick. And over the duration of that time, Killick should reappear from the void.
And where will Killick reappear?
Hopefully in the middle of the summoning circle.
Well, of course. And which he does so. In imp form?
Yes, he'll be in natural imp form.
Cool. So the 30 minutes passes, the ritual completes, and Killick returns from the void. He looks a little cross at you, just a little bit.
Head straight up, like, man, I am so sorry. I didn't expect you would take that damage. I was hoping to get you out of the way, but anything I can do to repay you, I will.
He ultimately shrugs and just, you see, he's not worried too much. He's a fae, he doesn't really give a shit. But I think you get the impression he was messing with you a little bit.
You've been with me a while, and I didn't want to lose you. This is the first time, by the way. You're very squishy, and this is the first time you have died. Well, semi-died. Nonetheless, good to see you back. You may go invisible and hang around.
Which he does so, he disappears, and you hear a fluttering of small wings, and he is vanished. Which brings your watch to a close. And I would believe it was Ildri taking last and final watch.
Yes, I carefully go and shake Hildry awake. Just nicely.
Okay, I'm up.
Nothing to report for our watch. No strange demon dudes in tables. Are you alright on your own for this last one?
Yeah, I'm okay. I can go.
I will leave Killick with you to talk with. He's invisible at the minute, but if you just say his name, I brought him back.
Oh,
But if
good.
you just, yeah, he looks a little grumpy, but you just say his name and he will talk to you.
So a grumpy imp to talk to.
Well, he's not really grumpy yet, well, he might be. It's possible he sort of got hurt a lot.
Okay, I'm gonna just leave my stuff here. So.
If there's
I'll walk
anything you
out.
need, come and grab me.
All right.
And he proceeds to sleep.
And with that, Ildry, it is now your watch. You're sitting up by yourself in the wee small hours of the morning. Is there anything you wish to achieve during your watch?
I'm actually gonna go sneak back in and grab my little case and just look at it. And my cloak is once per day. Is it like the AM now?
It's the early hours of the morning. It's still technically nighttime.
I was gonna ask it. So I'll say out loud. He might not answer to Vigilia, asking for advice on what we should do.
So concentrating on your mentor, your old friend, you picture him in your mind, and after about 10-15 minutes or so, you hear the hooting of an owl quite close to the camp. And as you look up, you see a silvery white owl sitting in a tree above the camp. Its big round eyes looking down straight at you. And then the head looks like it turns almost 360 degrees and then comes back, blinks a couple of times. And you get the impression that he's here in some form. He may not be here physically to talk to you, but he's definitely there. You get that feeling of basically ask your question, like what are you specifically asking?
You know what? I've stumped myself, actually. Yeah, I'm lost. And I want to know, can I trust this party fully by now?
A small breeze sort of blows up through the camp. It's not cold. It's kind of tepid. It's a relatively comforting breeze. You get the sense of positivity and warmth from it. You can take from whatever you will.
Okay. Do I see... No, I'm going to say, Collect, are you there?
You hear the small fluttering of wings, and you feel the pressure on your shoulder. It's still visible.
Okay. And then I think I'm just going to sit in silence with my case and keep watch.
Okay. After a few moments, as you look up again, expecting to see that owl there, it's not there anymore. But you still hear the owl in the distance. I need you to roll a perception check, please, for your watch.
19.
19. That's not too bad. Through the course of your watch, you hear the owls, the crickets. You still feel Collex sitting on your shoulder. He hasn't said anything to you. You obviously haven't said anything to him. About 2/3 of the way through your watch, though, you get the feeling you're being watched. And it's not because Collect's there. You get this impression that someone or something is watching you. You're not sure where. You can't see anything or see anybody. But you know, it's just that all the hairs on the back of your neck stand up and you just know someone's watching.
Kalek, can you like kind of invisibly look around for me? I feel like something's around.
And you again hear that fluttering of small leathery wings as he sort of takes off. And a short while later comes back and nothing's there. All clear.
So I'm gonna say out loud, what's the price? Let's see if I get an answer.
And you do get an answer telepathically. And all you get, oh, I think you know the price.
What do you get out of it?
Everything.
Then I'm gonna just finish my watch.
And the rest of your watch goes without incident. That feeling hangs over you quite some time after that last word you hear. Eventually it does dissipate, but it leaves you feeling uneasy. The morning breaks, the sun starts to rise, and the night gives way to day. The blues and purples of the night change into the oranges and reds of the morning sunrise. A light cloud hangs in the air, but it is again a relatively fine day. The rest of you start to wake as the warmth of the morning sun hits the camp, probably a little later than usual as you were kept up a little bit throughout the night to regain your full rest, but you all do gain the benefits of a long rest. Ildri, you are still suffering from exhaustion from the day before, however, because you were rendered unconscious a couple of times. So we just one level of exhaustion, but it's still lingering. But the rest you come to consciousness, and the day is yours.
Morning, guys. I can try and make omelets. I don't think I have any eggs.
Your watch go pretty good?
Yeah, I think Asmodeus was kind of hanging around, but Killick didn't see anything.
Yeah, I get the feeling he's watching us all the time.
Yeah.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because he finds dragons hot.
He does have ghosts.
Well, I mean, you know, maybe he swings both ways. He likes boy dragons and girl dragons.
Well, should we go back to Valand, or
I think that is the plan.
anything else we can do here?
Are the others up?
Get up!
If they weren't, they are now.
I was awake. I was just getting some water from the pool
Well, put
for
gear on.
coffee.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a pool?
Sadiq takes about 4 hours to put his gear on, so.
Armory of weapons.
Yeah, you got water from that pool over there in Amaris?
Yep.
Okay. Did you boil it?
Uh-huh, because I'm about to take a dunk in it.
Oh, that's good.
Dunk.
No, because I was peeing in there. I thought there was a toilet.
Oh, great, thanks. Now I've just had a bath in your piss. Marvellous.
Yeah, well, you know.
Technically, that's what a bath is, isn't it?
Pretty much.
What? No, you're meant to get clean in a bath.
Can't get clean when you're sitting in your own dirty bathwater.
And Neymaris computes this for a second. Has the shower been invented yet?
It's all right.
yes.
Swim fast.
No, technically the shower was invented, but it was a bucket thrown over your head.
Sounds good to me.
Or the rain. Jesus Christ. Chat,
Yeah,
my
give
God.
her a shower.
Someone had to say it, didn't they?
He's gonna.
Get me to it.
It was going that way anyway.
Yeah, it was Demortem, you're going to fit in real well around here.
He's gonna fit in well.
It's up 6.
So, I'll help pack up the tents, and we better jump back on Yodri, fly back, and get these notes to Villand, I guess. They need to know sort of what they're thinking. What's our next plan of attack after that, Sadiq?
I think we'll work that out when we get there, because I got no idea outside of that.
That's fair. All right, and Het starts removing the tent pegs and things from Yodri's and Het's tent.
So it'll take you about an hour to break down your camp. Road. So you break down the camp. Ildri transforms into her true form. Your passengers embark, tie themselves in with the ropes that they have always done, and gain themselves ready to fly away. You lift off into the morning sky and head southward towards the city, the capital city of Villand. It takes you about 4.5 hours to get there, which would normally take you a couple of days by horseback, but by dragonback it's a lot faster. As Ilja, you can fly a lot faster than any horse. You do land outside of the city gates, as the interior of the city is probably not really suitable. Catch you up, 6. Have a good one, buddy. As you approach the city, the gates open for you, and the guards allow you in, sort of saluting, nodding, just general respect given to the Lions of Villand as you return. What is your first port of call?
I guess. Sorry, after you, Ellie.
What's his name again? I can't remember his name. Damn it. The
Cora?
Lord.
Corum.
Cora?
That's him. Yes. I think we.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think we should go there first. Show him this paperwork that we have.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna change into Fiella once everyone unties themselves and all that good stuff, and start walking.
So you guys obviously know where you're going. You have spent over a year in this city. You know it very well by now. So your travel time in the city, there's some obviously with Namaris as well, being there her whole life. Your travel through the city is swift and without incident. You have noticed that it doesn't look as damaged as it did when you left.
That's not weird at all.
Yeah, at first you didn't really notice it, but then as you went through one of the areas that was pretty badly damaged by the attack, which was essentially only a couple of days prior, you notice that the repairs are almost finished, which does strike you as a bit strange. As you head further into the centre of the city, heading towards Corum's estate, once again, as you get to the gates of his estate, you notice that the massive hole that was in the side of his house is also almost fully repaired. Should have taken a lot more than just a couple of days to repair.
I look at the guys and I'm like, I know that the city has pretty good builders and all, but this is a bit ridiculous. Wonder what's going on.
Maybe they got some good wizards with a couple of good meaning spells.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mass mending.
Mass mending.
Yeah, it's possible, right?
Master mending? I mean...
no.
Maybe masterminding. I don't know. Where was our head? Okay, anyway, we're going to go going.
So you approach Corum's house and you knock on the door, and his manservant isn't the one that opens the door, it's Corum himself. And he gives you a look, he sort of looks at you a little bit puzzled, and then says, come in, into my office. The one thing you do notice instantly, he is not dressed in the fine robes that he's normally dressed in, his lordly robes, if you will. He is dressed in armor, leather armor. He's still wearing the obviously the cloak of the Dragon Scale Militia, but he looks ready for battle. He looks different, somewhat changed compared to what you're used to seeing. Like, he's usually very settled, structured, and he seems very focused on whatever. He definitely seems different to you guys. As he shows you into his office, you take your seats. He sits down behind his desk, and you notice there's like papers everywhere. This office looks like it's been gone through. Looks like he's been looking for stuff. There's just papers and books everywhere. And he sits and he says, excuse the mess. I've been relatively busy. Where have you guys been? Weren't you supposed to go do the thing with the army to the in the Howling Mountains and come back like straight away?
That's what we did.
That was yesterday. That was yesterday.
No, that was 3 weeks ago.
Oh.
You've been missing for 3 weeks. The army came back. Like, the army was back within 2 or 3 days, and they said that you left before then.
It pulls out Scully and checks the compass.
It's pointing north.
It seems we may have lost some time.
This happened to us at the Tomb of Horrors. You guys remember that? We lost like a month or so, I think. I think it's happened again.
So what happened? What do you mean lost time? I remember the Tomb of Horrors. Did you go back there? Well, why would you go back there?
No, we spent the night outside our camp.
But
It
we
got
did have
foggy.
a visit.
But continue.
Looking at Ali going, we had a bit of a visit from Mr. Asmodeus.
Yeah,
Wait, what? Hang on. So you went to see him?
no.
Mm-mm.
Well, technically yes, but no.
I'm confused. So what you're saying is you spoke to Asmodeus?
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Yeah, we spoke to him. Yes.
And give me a moment. Where did you speak to him?
Basically, we found ourselves transported into his dining room.
Shit.
Shit. We mean shit.
Well, that explains the 3 weeks. Of course, you've been... I mean, if he took you to where I think he took you, then... I mean, obviously time travels differently there. He took you to probably Stygia, which is one of the hells. I mean, are you familiar with the 9 hells at all?
I don't know.
Hit would be.
Only minorly what I know through my grandfather, but it didn't feel like we were in hell. Mind you, we didn't get to eat a hell of a lot.
We didn't get to eat anything.
Well, I did put on a great meal that was kind of a show, right? I mean, I was trying to stuff my face, but...
Well, this is... well, it's not a big deal. I mean, obviously the repairs here are almost complete. But, I mean, I was very worried that you may have fallen in battle and we'd lost our greatest hope to succeed at defeating Kosis and Asmodeus. But
Oh, shit.
if he is managing to transport you to the Hells at will, then he's growing more strong in the material plane, which is very worrisome.
When's the bloody moon?
It would now be, we were looking at 8 weeks, you're probably looking at now 5 weeks. If you've
Okay, we
been
haven't
gone,
missed that. That's good.
you haven't, no, well, if you had missed it, we'd probably be standing in bloody ruin right now. We'd be standing in the Hells, because if this succeeds, if Kosis succeeds, if Asmodeus succeeds, then paradigm will become the 10th layer of hell. That is his design. That is what he wants.
While he's talking, I'm rummaging through the bag of holding to drag out that paperwork.
The way the bag of holding works, all you do is reach into it and think about what you want, and you will grab it straight out.
Yeah, I'm listening and trying to concentrate. And,
Okay, no worries. So as you do that, he eventually you can see him. He sort of thinks for a moment, and he seems a little flustered, which is unlike him. He generally isn't very flustered at all. And he slams his fist down on his desk and says, "Damn it! Not to worry. Well, we obviously, time is getting closer. It appears that several rifts have opened across Paradigm, and we assume things will start to come through them at any time, preparing for this attack."
I hand the paperwork. This is what we found at the encampment. I suggest you fortify those areas that are marked.
Wait, what? And he grabs it from me, rolls it on his desk. You see he puts books and paperweights and anything like that on the corners and sort of goes over it. You see him looking over it and he goes, "Oh shit. Yes, definitely. The port side. We are closing the port and we're going to fortify that. That's starting this week." Of course, yes, there. Older part of the city. So they know our weaknesses. We will definitely fortify those areas as quickly as possible. There's really not much else for you to do now. I mean, all we can really do is wait. Possibly. I mean, I don't know what other plans Asmodeus has, whether he will attack again to try and weaken us further. There is a rift opening to the north. You could potentially attempt to close that for the attack, make it harder for any of their minions to come through. They may have to open a new rift, which will... I don't know if that'll help, but I'm not sure. But we are but weeks away from this event. We need to do everything we can to fortify the city.
How far is this rift?
Less than a day from here to the northeast.
As long as we don't have any more interruptions, we should be able to do that. Right, gang? Yeah?
We can do it.
You'll need to stop by the Arcanus and collect a scroll. Either Het or Ildri should be able to cast the spell required to close this rift. It will take some time. I believe it is a ritual cast, so it will take... you'll need the components, which will be supplied by the Arcanus. And obviously, whoever is performing the ritual would need to be protected while the ritual is being cast. We can send a small detachment of the militia with you if you wish, to help with that, and if you want to, if you think you would need it.
Probably not a bad idea, because we don't know what we're going into exactly. Speaking of that, Ali, you want to give Goron the bag for the militia?
Oh yeah, that. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, and make sure it's the right bag with the 5,000 gold pieces in it.
Wait, we're
5,000
giving
gold
that away?
pieces. What is this for?
Well,
Just
it's actually 5,250 gold pieces because I'm including the other dude's gold.
okay. Yeah, it's just something we found.
This is for the militia.
War, I guess.
War reparations. Good. Yes. They will need the gold to create more weapons and magics and potions and things. Good idea. Good.
I look at Ildra and just pat her on the back.
So if you probably need to wait at least a day or so for the scroll for the ritual scroll to be prepared. So you probably have a couple of days rest and recuperation. If you wish to help out around the city with repairs, by all means. If you would excuse me, I have things that I need to do. And he sort of stands and you see him he rolls up the map, puts it on the side, and he's sort of moving through papers, and he's again a little distracted. Yes. Okay. Is there anything else? Are you good?
I think we're good. Thank you.
Are you okay?
Yes. I'm good. I'm just preparing for things to come. It's a testing time. I'll be fine. Don't panic. I will be there with you when it counts. And he looks just really rattled, nervous. He's not sweating or anything. He just does not look himself. He's definitely not the calm, collected Corum that you guys have known for the better part of probably 7 or 8 months.
Yeah, put a reassuring hand on his shoulder and give him a sturdy pat.
And he reaches up as you do that and just touches your hand, gives you a hand a pat, and sort of gives you a nod. You get the impression like he's obviously gone through the bereaving of his family, which you assume that the bodies were his family. But you also remember the force that he fired into his fountain, which is something you've not seen from him before. It was a lot darker than what you've ever seen from him specifically. But he definitely seems more determined and sort of battle ready than you've ever seen before. You get the impression that this is something he hasn't dealt with for probably a lot of years. But with that, you make your leave from Corum's house and head back into town. By now, it's probably about lunchtime, 1 o'clock. So again, the rest of the day is yours to do with what you will.
You know, that really ticks me off, Hit says as they're talking and walking. We were basically running with the devil for 3 weeks and we didn't even know it.
We didn't even get anything to eat.
Yes, you've mentioned that multiple times, Namaris. If you're hungry, there are stores everywhere here.
I'm not really surprised though. It's like that type of a trick that he would pull to try to slow us down.
Yeah.
But still, he can go stuff himself. I say we go rest up and go do this scroll business tomorrow.
Yeah. Take it to the... What is this place? A rift?
Rift, yeah.
A rift like a giant hole to another place, right?
I got no idea.
And probably a portal so we can come home sooner than later.
On the map, you've been told that the rift is towards the northeast, which you would all know from the northeast of Bellond is the Digar Forest. You said it was about a day from there, so you pretty much directly across the channel is an inlet from the city. Bring it back a little bit so you can see it. He would have marked it on your map for you before you left, and this rift, or whatever he's calling it, is about sort of there.
Okay. like you say, maybe, Ellie, you could be right. We get a portal back. So once we've done the deed, we can get out of there. Basically, boom, fire in the hull, and out we go.
I wonder if we can get a portal there as well, just to speed things up even more. So it's a flash in, destroy everything in sight, flash back out.
Yeah, it couldn't
That would
hurt.
be nice. All right, so I guess we're going to the Emporium Arcanum, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. We'll just get some rest today, because I know Fiela's looking a little bit under the weather, and everyone else is apparently hungry.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to go do that, I can rest by myself at the place with the beds that we
I
have.
can,
Yeah,
I
that's
can
like
keep an eye on you if you want. I can come and just watch over you if you like.
Look, the scroll is going to take a day to be made anyway. I guess we could go there just to make sure that they got that and see if they've actually got the capability to get us close quickly and then be able to get us back, like a recall spell or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something, yes.
Yeah, that's more Het's domain of crappiness than me. I'm more of a point man's.
Well, it would be if I'd studied more in Bardic, but I've been spreading my studies around a bit. Anyway, and Het opens the door outside and says, "Where we go, women and children first."
That'd be Fiala and Allie.
And then Maris.
Then the Maris.
And we are walking and talking again back to the guild house to begin with, right?
Yep.
No, let's just stand here right in the middle of the road for once.
So with that, you walk and talk and head towards your home away from home, for those of you that originally weren't from here, but to the Vallon City Lions of the Order of the Black Lion Guild House. Once there, your house Carl is nowhere to be seen. Seems that everybody is out helping potentially with repairs around the city. The guild hall is relatively empty. Maybe a couple of guildies sort of hanging around. The one thing you do notice is you come in, and if you do glance at your notice board, which is where most guild jobs would have been posted, it is empty. You get the impression that all guild work has been put on hold in preparation for the impending attack on the city.
See, I find that notice board being empty kind of worrying, because I would have thought that people would be out doing shit to help, and that's where the jobs would be, but apparently we're no longer running the show.
Nope, that other dude, what was his name? He had a name that was like a last name for a first name.
Leo.
Leonette.
Start with K.
Yeah, that's right. Lionette, Leo, Lion. Leo the Lion.
Leon the Lion.
Leonette?
So we were away for 3 weeks. We can't remember stuff.
Can I roll
We
a
can't
history
remember
check?
stuff at the best of times.
You can roll a history check to see if you recall his name.
I
Lionel?
would if
Is it Lionel?
D&D Beyond didn't just
Lionel
die
is
on me.
correct.
Oh, you're right. It's Lino Leonette. That's what it is.
Lionel Leonette. I wrote it down,
Yeah.
see?
It's. I think it's the space aliens that have taken us and brought us back in wrong time zones or something. It's weird.
Mess with us, yeah.
Are you good, Yildri?
I'm gonna go upstairs with I'm just gonna. Yeah.
I'll help you out. I won't stay if you don't want, but I will help you out for now, eh? I've got something I want to ask you anyhow. We will be back in a moment. I will be back in a moment.
So, Ildri and Het leave and head upstairs. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm going to head to my room and have a little think about stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Duke, Alessandros.
Hang on, where you go, Sadiq?
I'll go identify those
The
thingos
potions?
that we already
Okay.
know that we've got.
Yep. No, you go do that. You won't need to roll for them. I mean, you've got the skills. It'll just take just a matter of time. So you know what those are, so that's fine. Alessandros,
I guess I'll go to my room.
you retire to your room as well. So we will move over to Hit and Ildri as Hit escorts Ildri to her room.
So I was thinking, Ildri.
That's dangerous, Hit.
I know. Whenever I think something bad happens, or something good happens, or something in between happens, but either way, something happens.
Yeah.
And here we are at your door. Here, I'll open it for you. Is it locked?
I don't think so.
It's never stopped me before, has it? And Hit opens the door.
Yeah, we walk in.
So, and he closes the door behind you and he says, so anyway, I was actually going to ask Sadiq this one, but I see you are feeling a little down. So, firstly, and he makes some ice crystals into a little flower in his hand and hands it to her.
Oh,
Thanks.
It won't last long, but it's fun. It sparkles in your eyes. Gives you like that deathly stare, like you're going to eat children again.
Yeah. We didn't get a bite, so yeah, I'm a little hungry. You're saying?
Anyway, for 3 weeks I have wasted the use of Scully. He has that magic eye, right? And
Yeah.
I don't want to waste any more uses, so let's use today's use. Who would you like to spy on?
I'm good. You probably should ask Sadiq, actually, because I don't think he... Have you asked Sadiq yet, maybe?
I was going to, but you look like maybe you wanted to... You know, I don't know, something is bothering you, I can tell.
Yeah. You know, like, if you had to do it over, would you do it differently? Or are you happy that we're with Scully and everybody together?
Mm-hmm. Are you saying you're not happy with the group, or you don't like me carrying a dead person around?
With a giant sci-fi? No, it's wonderful. I just
Scully he has saved us on so many occasions.
Yes. I didn't know so many things could be done with a compass, but you've done it, and it's amazing. But if you could, would you have your family and Allie's family and Namaris's dad and...
Wow, I see where you're going now. That makes more sense. I mean, talking about Scully seemed a little bit trivial, really, didn't it? Yes, I mean, if it meant not bringing them back through necromancy-type spells, if things could be redone and I could save them, of course, who would not? But look at it this way. The way I see it is, things happen for a reason. Sometimes those reasons are out of our control. We become who we are from those reasons. We make decisions in life due to those, be it the wrong decisions or not. And I am not the brightest, scaly creature in the jungle, but I think I have made the right decision most of the time. I think you all have. That has led us to stand where we are now. If we were to go back and change things, knowing what we know, yes, that would be definitely easy to do. But first time through, you don't know what we know.
Yeah. And then none of us would all be together if it was
And that
different.
is true. Yes, you are not wrong. We might all be in different places. I might not have found a compass or a Scully or an eyeball. I might not have found a Uldry.
And I'm gonna give him a kiss on the cheek and say maybe just ask Sadiq or Namaris, or I don't want to waste it because I don't know what we can do with it.
Okay, What about Ellie? Do you think Ellie needs to spy on someone?
I don't know.
I'll go and talk to Sadiq. He seems to be sensible.
Yeah.
We know he's sensible. Who am I kidding? He's like the only one of us who makes any rash decisions that doesn't have mushrooms or stabbing or eating children or a skull with an eyeball in it.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. I'm gonna get some sleep so that I can fly us out tomorrow or whenever. Yeah.
Yeah, you make sure you rest up good. Do you want me to turn on the air conditioning?
I know. I got the little stuff to do before sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And Hit leaves out the door. And as he leaves, he sort of looks back and just taps Scully on the head and goes, "Bye-bye, Eldry."
Bye.
And he heads to Sadiq's room.
And I
wherever Sadiq
quickly do stuff that has ice coming from under the door.
Yep, no problem. You start to atmosphere your room, because after 3 weeks it would have pretty much melted.
You are muted, Eagle.
Shit balls. Fuck, motherfucker. I'm
No,
muted.
that wasn't muted,
goddammit.
but probably should have.
It probably should have been, but anyway, with that, you start to re-atmosphere your room, because after the 3 weeks being away, it would have definitely melted. So, after a short time, Sadiq, there is a knock at your door.
Yes. Who is it?
It's your friendly neighborhood dragonborn.
Right, Hit. What do you need?
And Hit closes the door and says, "Here's a flower," and he makes a... No, just kidding. Hit says, "For 3 weeks we have wasted the use of Scully and the eyeball. And I was wondering if there is anyone you would like to partake in the watching of. I can use the eyeball to watch in on them and let you know. Any ideas?"
Well, it's only Kosis and it's only the other dude that brought us down to hell. I dare say he's too strong to actually scry on in the first place. And I do believe the last time you did Kosis, you ended up on the floor?
Yes, I think he's upset that I'm dating his ex.
Yeah, jealous boyfriend type thing. I can understand that.
Yeah.
But outside of that, like, we don't know anything about... Like, if we knew his lieutenants, you could scry on them, I guess, but we don't know them.
That is true.
Can you scry on a location instead of a person?
That is a fine question that I am looking up right now in my notebook.
I do not believe you can.
No creature. It is a creature-based scry, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're shit out of luck then. Because all our enemies are dead or hopefully going to be dead shortly.
Yeah, you're probably right. And I've scryed on Damaris's dad a couple of times, and he seems to be okay. I was going to ask her next, but I feel like that would be the one person she would want to scry on. Maybe I do catch up with the others and check them, eh?
Yeah, maybe. They might have somebody that they want to check up on, but I have no family left. With my family now, so yeah. There's nothing you can really do. Be good if you could do an area, because then you could scry this rift thing.
Do we know anyone at the rift?
I don't think so.
Maybe we send a guard there and then scry. No, that just seems like a waste of time. We could just send Kellic or some...
Actually, wait a minute. How long would it take Kellic to get there in the first place?
Flying, probably, maybe, I don't know, maybe about a little less than the time it would to walk there. And then back, I would just void him back, I mean.
Because that might be an idea. You could send him there, and then scry on him to check out the area.
You are fucking genius sometimes. I give you not enough credit, Mr. Sadiq. That is Killick.
And Killick appears.
Killick, I want you to go, and I described to him where I show him on the map where I wanted to go, and I tell him to wait there so I can scry on him tomorrow, because it's going to take him a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, well, he could probably go via the ethereal plane, possibly. So it might take him a little less time to get there, but it will take a few hours, definitely.
Okay.
So you could probably do it later on that evening.
That I will do. I'll explain to Click where to go, and when he sees the rift to just wait, because I will have to guesstimate hours. He cannot contact me at that distance.
That's correct.
It's a once per day thing, you know. So you could
The
always
scrying, yes.
Yeah, so you could always leave it until the nearly the end of the day type deal, because it's what.
You're mid-afternoon.
Morning?
Yeah, you're mid-afternoon.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, if you were leave it to right before you went to bed, you'd be probably pretty safe.
That's the option. There we go.
All right, I'm glad I came to see you. That makes total sense. One last question.
12.
That is such a close answer. If I was to use Scully to scry on someone closer to my heart, would that be wrong?
It depends what you're like. Do you trust the person enough not to do it, or?
Oh yeah, that's why I haven't done it.
Well, I think it comes down to if you're not really invading their. Yeah, look, do it. Scrying's invading someone's privacy no matter what. So yeah, screw it, do it. But not tonight.
No, I don't. I'm not going to waste a scry on something that I'm curious about. I need to worry about the more important things first.
But although it does recharge.
Over 24 hours.
So it takes 24 hours before you can use it again.
Rough, yeah. I mean, the idea is,
Although,
whatever a long rest is.
Here's a question that you might be able to help me. We
Yes.
were gone for 3 weeks. And this horn takes 7 days to recharge. Does that mean it's fully recharged?
I believe so, if we were gone for 3 weeks. However, you've got the time differential when you're on parenthesis of planes. So what that means is when we were, to us it seemed like a day. So that item was with us. Therefore, was it only a day to that item because it was on the same existential point in time that we were?
So, yes, it is recharged.
Well, the only way you would really know is
Roll
to
it.
just
I'm not going to use it.
The only way you would be able to find out is to use
is
it.
to detect it.
Yeah, is to use it. I think I might just wait 6 days and
Wait till you need it, then use it and hope for the best.
well, we're probably not going to. Well, hopefully we don't need to use it again until the big battle. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Although
So
I wonder how that dragon's going.
Dragon? Which one?
Well, not the dragon, the
Devil.
the devil, the ice devil.
Oh shit! Yeah, he would have been fighting for a good hour before and he probably would have just kept on fighting everyone after that. That is quite amusing.
I wonder if he found his way home or not, or are we going to have to go kill him later?
I would say eventually he would have been. Well, I don't know. He was pretty strong. Of course, that also means I have no demon in a bottle anymore. I'm gonna have to find a new one. Oh shit!
Well,
I should have opened that bottle when we were at the dinner table with the devil.
well, how are you meant to know that it's going to do the job? And at the same time, he did warn you about, trying silly things because it's not going to work.
I don't listen to that stuff.
Yeah, I know. But, I've got the feeling that it wouldn't have gone anywhere because didn't we only just get that guy? Because you tried it on Kosis? Or
Yeah.
was it someone else first?
Namaris.
And then Namaris. And it completely didn't do a damn thing.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on how tough they are magically in the brain.
So what? Do we need to debrain them before we attempt?
I think that's a good point. If they're not willing, they get to some sort of... I think they can try and resist somehow. You know, like squeeze really hard and hope not to poop.
Wait a minute. So give them that salve stuff that you got and then try to use it.
You could be right there. I've been looking at those potions in my pack for a while. We made them up and we haven't really used them, and it's been one of those things I've been thinking the Elweed poison and the Enron poison have got to be usable sooner or later. Paralyzing. One's paralyze and poison damage, and the other is paralyzing. I guess it's not really hurting their brains, though, is it?
No, it makes them more willing to do stuff for us. So you're willing them into the bottle. Yeah.
Can't hurt, right?
Yeah.
Can't hurt.
And if it fails, at least you poisoned the bastards in the first place.
That is true.
Yeah, it's all wins for me. Oh, by the way, this is a elixir of life, and this one's speed, which I think Ali should have because she's slow as shit.
Oh, already took you.
Yeah.
Don't care.
You're not there. Shut up.
That is good. Well, you give them, well, maybe give them both to Ali.
Give all three to Ali.
Oh, is it 3?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
two
maybe
two elixirs of life and one of the speed, if I remember correctly.
To
Because the
elixir of health and
Yeah.
potion of speed.
The elixir of health is a little misleading. It doesn't really give you health as such. It just cures a bunch of different ailments.
Yeah, it's a cure for poison, curse,
Pretty much
and
every
something else.
condition.
Yeah,
So it's a lesser restoration, pretty much,
kinda. Yeah.
Kinda.
of a potion. Huh. Still handy. Okay, well, yeah, give it to her. She normally ends up with all that type of
Jargon,
Stuff.
yes.
That's
Good
why I've
stuff.
always been carrying around a cure poison. Now I've got 2, and she's got 1. But yeah. All right, go on, head. Go.
Thanks, Steve.
I got stuff to do.
I appreciate your input. That was very helpful. I will scry on Killick very shortly, or when I go to
Wow.
bed.
Yeah, just make sure we're all there so that we know what's going on too.
Oh, you want me to call you when I scry on him?
Yeah, that'd be an idea. So we all see what's going on. Oh, well, not see.
Here. Or at least, yeah, something. All right, I will use the earrings of sending when I scry.
Oh, yeah,
Thank
that's a great way.
So
Excellent.
you leave Sadiq's room. Do you go to your own room after that? Or what are you
Yes,
gonna
Sadiq definitely put a different look on things.
So for the bulk part, you're all in your own rooms doing whatever you're doing for the next few hours. We would say now we come to the evening. So Hit, if we want to do the scry before we finish tonight's episode, would probably be a good place to end it.
Okay.
But we've got a few minutes, so if you would like to gather your group, and we can do the
Hit will,
ritual.
instead of gather them, he will use his earring of sending it. Does it automatically talk to everyone? It does, eh?
Yes.
Okay. You can't miss someone out.
Nope.
Hit touches the earring and says, testing, check, 1, 2. Hello, everybody. It is I, the great and powerful Hit. Just so you know, I am going to use the eye, Scully's eye, to check on Killick, who I have sent to the portal. With Sadiq's aid, we come up with the idea to send him to this rift. If you wish to come to my room, you can, listen to what goes on as I replay the tale of what he is seeing. And then I'll leave it at that.
Stop.
Stop.
I say,
I forgot.
and then touching my ear and I go, why do we have to leave our room. We can stay comfortable in our room and just listen to what you say.
That is true. I was just
Maybe.
the last time when Kosis fired me out and hurt me a little. I thought maybe it'd be nice to have at least one person here to catch me in case.
Good point. Yeah. Okay.
I'm scrying on Killick, but someone else might be there who could see the orb.
Good idea. Okay. I'll be there in a minute.
So do you all converge on Hit's room? Yes, no?
Yeah.
I see Ilgi is going,
Yeah.
maybe not.
I'm past.
So Ilgi stays in her room.
Okay.
Namaris, do you go to Hit's room? So Namaris, Elisonus, and Sadiq come to your room. How long do you wait for Ilgi before you go ahead?
I give it like 10 minutes, but I know she's up to something, and I don't want to give her, I don't want to take it away from her. So then
I'm not as patient. I wait about 5 minutes and then touch my ear and go, so Udry coming or not?
No answer.
She ignores you.
She's
I'll
one of
take
the-
that as she's not coming because she's doing something else. That's whatever dragons do.
In real life, that's a
Okay.
person who doesn't reply to their emails or texts or anything like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, she's got that tendency in real life too. Funny enough.
So, okay, guys, here I go.
So you focus on Scully, and your vision leaves your body as it once does, as it did the last few times you've done this, and takes off into the sky, soaring through the clouds. Quickly jumps forward. You can see forests, the ocean. Then it jumps forward again. You see forest, and as you jump forward, you can now. You can't see Killick because he's invisible, but you now see where he should be. And all you can see is a portion of the forest. You cannot see the rift. You can just see literally like a 20-foot radius around your scry focus. Everything else is blurred out. What is it you wish to be looking for?
So I want to see what there is around the rift. So is there
Roll
armies?
investigation.
Say again?
Roll investigation check.
Investigation. Oh, I am going to use Het's luck for that. Let's throw my dice on the floor. It will be 16.
16. With a 16, you try and peer right at the edge of the scry, which is kind of difficult because when you scry on a particular person or a being, your scrying focus is them specifically. So it doesn't extend out very far, but what you do catch a glimpse of is probably what you think might be the bottom of this rift. It appears from your position of where Killick is situated. It looks like it's back in the forest a little bit, in amongst the trees. You can't really determine how tall it is or how wide, but just from seeing the bottom of it, you can possibly see it's probably a few feet in width, maybe 10 or 15 feet in width. It's kind of hard to tell specifically or exactly. You do see barely, there is some figures in around the portal. You can't tell what they are, what race or who they are. And you cannot determine the number, but there is definitely something there.
That's okay, because Het knows when he calls Killick back, he can ask him details.
You can,
At least
yes.
at this point, he just checks the area as best he can.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all you're going to really get. I mean, you know that it's a forested area, it's grass, there's a big sort of grass clearing. It looks like they've probably cleared some trees in order to allow possibly more bodies to come through this portal at some point as a rally point, potentially. You do smell sulfur in the air, quite heavy. Through the sky, you get that sense of sulfur, which is not unusual with a breach to the hells and with demon activity. You've dealt with it before, you've smelt it. that all that sort of stuff comes to your senses. But that's pretty much it. You don't really get a whole lot of information.
From the edge of the vision, is the rift bright or is it dim?
Kind of hard to tell. It is dark, so it probably seems a lot brighter than it would if it was in the day, but it's kind of hard to tell. We'll definitely be able to be seen in the dark from a distance.
Okay. Hit comes out of the sky and describes roughly the same thing that you said back to the team, that he didn't see a hell of a lot. But guys, I can also hopefully hit Killick up for a little more information on maybe what the creatures are by the time he gets back.
Did you give him instructions on when to return?
Nope. I basically will just drop him from the void. I think I can just dismiss him as a bonus action.
Can you do it from that distance, though?
That's a good point.
I don't think it states, so I'll allow it, but I would say he's not going to return till the morning.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, because I don't think it actually specifically states that you can dismiss him from that distance or what sort of distance we're looking at, but it is a little grey area, I believe, in the spell.
Yeah, it doesn't have enough definition.
Yeah. So I would say that you would be able to attempt the dispel, and it would just take a little bit to reach him, and eventually by the morning, you'd be able to bring him back from the void.
Sweet, no worries.
And with that, was there anything else you want to discuss with the group before turning in for a night's rest?
Not unless they've got any questions.
So, not really visible, got no idea what the creatures are, but we know it's where it's meant to be, so that's a bonus.
And we know there's creatures around it. Kellic may have to give us some slight more detail if he has it. I mean, he wasn't too close to it. He might not have as much detail either, but he might be able to give us rough numbers.
Well, hopefully he can see as good as what you can in the dark, right?
He is a little less than what I can in the dark, but he is close enough to see the rift and the figures and shapes.
Well, hopefully he can fill in those little gaps. But yeah, well, I guess it's in the morning, so I'm going to bed.
Thank you, team. I appreciate all the help. And then Head touches his earring and says, "Good night, Yildri."
Does she respond? Nope. Right, before we finish up, we're going to switch over to Ildri. Is there anything that Ildri wishes to do before she turns in for the evening?
Ildri is away flying, so she's distant, so she probably didn't hear. So she's
okay, yes.
out flying in the evening, I'm
It is evening, yes.
Night flight.
It is nighttime,
But
yes.
she's left her room unlocked or everything, so.
Yeah. So, any particular destination, or are you just out flying around?
Out flying around thinking.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
That's fine, and we will call it there as the rest of you turn in for the evening and start to rest. Ildri has left the guild house and is having a thinking flight. And that is where we're going to call tonight's session, guys. Thank you very much to the chat for hanging out with us yet again on a Sunday evening for our homebrew campaign. We would like to firstly just do some quick thank yous. Shrub the DM for the follow. Waifu Octavia for the follow. Shrub the DM for the raid. To Dio for the follow. 4 Girls 1 Twitch. Oh my god, what a name. Thank you for the follow. Funky Miller also for the follow and the raid. And the raid from 4 Girls 1 Twitch. You guys rock. Dave Morden with the follow as well. And of course, Nutty Tart with a subscribe. Thank you very much for that, guys. Appreciate it. Just as always, any subs and donations, bits, and that all goes back into the stream. Pays for gear and whatever else we need to keep this going. So it's very much appreciated. Thank you to the players once again for joining us for another session of our homebrew campaign, episode 66. We are now 5 weeks away from impending doom and the end of the world. Just so you know.
Love how you say that. Impending doom.
Well, it is impending doom. It's the end of the world. So, as usual, we're going to quickly go around our cast and get some moments from tonight's episode. Then we're going to dole out some XP, and we will call it a night and be back on Wednesday for some Curse of Strahd. So, starting with Nemaris, who sneezed down the goddamn microphone. Good and tight. So, Nemaris, a moment from you, please.
Oh, well, what to pick? What to pick?
There is a few of them.
There are a few of them. I did like kind of hit talking to Eildry and then she booted him out. That was funny. Well, ish.
Anything else?
But no. I thought the whole lot of RP in the camp was good. Like, what the fuck with the dinner and shit.
Well, considering I only wrote that today, I thought it was pretty good.
Alrighty.
So, next up, Alessandros.
Het and Sadiq towards the end. The conversation just hurting brains, guys. Come on.
I think it did. I think that even hurt the chat's brain. I mean, Magic said something about it as well. I think it hurt his brain a little bit. Yeah, just sort of said wibby wobbly timey wimey stuff. That was from Magic.
But, yeah, not nice use of the scrying eye too.
Definitely something a little different. I didn't expect that, so that was cool. Next up, Eildry, aka Fiala, aka Bear Butt, and everything else.
Bear butt. That was a funny moment. Also, I like when Het realizes he left the ice demon back at the camp and didn't cap it and put it away.
Well, he tried, it just failed.
Tried.
But yeah, not realizing, sort of not so much not knowing, and sort of wondering what had happened to it after the fact was kind of interesting.
Running loose.
Sadiq.
I liked when we got back from the dinner, Namaris going, "Hey, they were really good mushrooms." And then
Psychedelic.
also when, did the thing in between me and Baz, and I'm sitting there looking at the chat and I see Magic's Doctor Who reference.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, it's good to see. But yeah,
Definitely.
really enjoyed the RP.
Yeah, Dave Mortem, just remember, when you're done playing with your genie, put it back in the bottle.
Is that code?
It might be. It might be.
It's definitely code.
And of course, lastly but not leastly, Mr. Het.
Yeah, I enjoyed the little RP at the end with Sadiq, but I did like the bit with Namaris and bathing in the pea water, and the but I think for me tonight, away from the group, was just the 3-week surprise. I actually sitting down with Asmodeus at the dinner table, I was like, oh yeah, okay, sweet as, we've just had this dinner. But when we got back and you were describing how things are being cleaned up quicker, I was like, uh-oh. And then when you said 3 weeks, I was like, God damn it. So that was quite a surprise. I didn't expect that at all, so.
I was going to make it 5 weeks, and I thought, no, I don't really want to take it that close. So 3 weeks is a good time, I think, just to screw with the timeline a little bit. But like I said, I wrote that today, so I was thinking about it over the last couple of days, and then I sat down this morning and wrote it up. So it panned out pretty good. I was pretty happy with how it turned out.
I thought Alessandros was pretty bold too, just going in and grabbing a weapon from the tent and then coming out and fighting, not actually getting all her gear. I thought that was pretty bold because I was expecting a rain of hailfire or something to come and destroy the tent and lose all her equipment. So
it almost happened with the stray Eldritch Blast from Het.
It was a good choice though. You know, like in life, you'd grab something quick and try and help your mate. So I think Trashy did a good job there.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I presented Alessandros with a bit of a moral conundrum: 5,000 gold pieces which we all know that the thief that is Alessandros is quite partial to gold.
It was the look
I'm
on
really
Ildry's
okay.
face.
Yeah, and Eldridge, what was the look on Eldridge's face when
yeah.
you gave up the gold? That was
That
classic.
That hurt.
What did you just hit?
I just kicked the wall.
Okay.
You hear your mates fighting outside. Better spend 35 minutes looting. Exactly. Obviously, the target on the back situation with the throwing of sticks and stones, which I thought was pretty good too. And again, Trashy, well done for playing it as you did. Even though as a player you definitely know what's going on, but to play it as if you don't know and everything else is the way we do D&D, of course. Try not to metagame where we can. It does happen, but we try not to do it as much as possible. So
we do it really, really badly.
Sometimes we do it badly. But it is what it is. We're enjoying ourselves. It's the main thing. So, ex-penis. We had a minor battle with some dorks and a drow, and obviously the role play and everything else. So what we're going to do is we're just going to give you the level. So level 14, guys, I believe it is for everyone. So whatever XP you need.
Given us XP because
Shush your
it's
hole.
only like 1,300 away.
Shush your hole. I could take it away. I could make you back down to level 12.
No, you couldn't.
3 weeks in hell, we reduce to level 12. That's it. That's the price. You lose a level. Yes, I said ex-penis. I've been saying that for like weeks, Drax. It's been a thing for a while. But yeah, so take a level 14, guys. Roll your hit die. Do your your HP. Is that a Cardinals reference? It could be. So, as I say, next week, Wednesday night will be the Curse of Strahd. Some nice abilities. Yeah, they get again. This is why we've decided to cap at level 15, because essentially from level 10 in 5th edition, you get some pretty powerful abilities and skills. Level 14 is when pretty much the next big lot sort of kicks in. Unless you multi-class, of course. As you multi-class, you do sort of limit yourself on certain things, but you get some benefits multi-classing as well. So make sure you guys do your HP ready for the next session. So Wednesday night will be Curse of Strahd, back on Sunday for the Paradigm campaign. As we are now 5 weeks away from the Blood Moon and potentially the end of our story. That's 5 in-game weeks. So like I said, I'm assuming, give or take, maybe 2 or 3 more sessions, and we'll probably get there. So we are drawing the story to a close, which is a little sad, but at the same time, it's been a really cool journey. I've enjoyed playing with the players and enjoyed the chat hanging out with us as well. I did actually go back and watch some of the old VODs right back at the start today, and watching the progression with the overlay and then going from just a Discord overlay with no cams to having all the players on camera and everything else. So it's been a cool journey. Been good to see our transition from start to finish. As I said, we've been going for over 20 months on this campaign. So it's been almost 2 years. So it's been a long journey, but a good one. Yeah, a lot of the sound was pretty bad back then. We had issues with Discord. I mean, there are episodes missing because we had no sound at all for some reason on the actual OBS, which was pretty shocking. But anywho, that is the end of the show. We're going to raid Tainted Filth tonight, guys. He is streaming. He's another D&D. He's a player playing. He's from England. And 4 more months, please. We've still got the Curse of Strahd. That'll be going for quite a while. Once we finish this campaign, when this one ends, we're going to do a couple of, probably 1 or 2 just chatting sessions. This first one's going to be like an epilogue, where I will tell you and the party what happens to Paradigm after the fact, depending on the outcome of the final battle. And we'll also, in that time, the players, whoever is left alive, will basically determine what their characters do in the months and possibly years after, well, at least a year after the story ends, where their characters go and what they do, whether they stay together as a group, whether they go their separate ways, what they actually do. So we'll give them a chance to write that sort of stuff up. We'll take a week in between. So we will end the session. The next week will be a week off. The next one we'll come back and do the epilogue session, which will give us all a chance to write up the things we need to write up and determine what we're doing. And then we'll probably come back and do a just chatting session with myself and the cast, where you guys as the chat and the players, we can just discuss the campaign in general, talk about moments that stood out for us for the entirety of the campaign, decisions that were made. We can talk about all sorts of stuff to do with the campaign itself, why characters did what they did, or where the ideas came for the characters, all that sort of stuff, all that good stuff. So you guys in the chat can ask some questions about how we got where we are, if you so wish. So why are squires the hardest workers? Because they're slaves. They never get a night off. Some squires do get a night off, quite frequently. But anywho, on that note, we're gonna say goodbye and we're gonna raid. So you guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out with us. We will see you on Wednesday for D&D. But I will be streaming this week, gaming this weekend over the next 3 weeks, because we have no kid at home, so I can do some gaming stuff over the next 2 or 3 weeks. So probably tomorrow night I'm going to do some Call of Duty Black Ops. If you want to come and hang out, open lobbies. We're going to be doing hardcore all night. So come and hang out, play some games, and come and see it. Until then, see you later.